shit just getting crazier and crazier, my G. The streets are undefeated. Not trying to promote violence, just saying protect your family. To anyone trespassing on one man's life, take note. The devil is alive and well, but so is God. Choose one. I stalk like a wolf. Pray I don't shoot. Muzzle on your face, I'm a problem for your goofs. I stalk like a wolf. Pray I don't shoot. Muzzle on your face, I'm a problem for your goofs.
I brought a gun with me, cause I'm ready for it all. Mama told me I was gifted, and I'm different from you all.
Yeah, pick the shells up, turn the hail up. Forever undefeated, the streets will fail us. Mom and pop screaming, God prepare us. Sometimes water comes in sand. God made the deal, I shook his hand like a man. Lucky you, my son, wipe the blood off those vans. Father, Lord in heaven, I'm a martyr to the brethren. I'm a burden to the reverend. Searching for significance, my spiritual endeavors. Every day I'm tested, every day corrected. My hands are in the air, God bulletproof, that's me. Resurrect my senses, those were never born. Lord, take me to your chamber. Teach me your ways out of love or with anger. I feel disgusted as I all up this musket. People taking lives out of ignorance is busted. They shooting up schools. Father with felonies, I got everything to lose. I stalk like a wolf. Pray I don't shoot. Muzzle on your face, I'm a problem for your goofs. I stalk like a wolf. Pray I don't shoot. Muzzle on your face, I'm a problem for your goofs.
I brought a gun with me, cause I'm ready for it all. Mama told me I was gifted, and I'm different from you all. Forgotten soldier, I'm just a victim of war. It was the cans of Jack Mac that I ate on the yard. It was the welfare lines I was too proud to wait on. It was my little girl's neck wrapping umbilical cords. I carry on, cause glory wait on no man. How I look blaming you for the commitment I lack. You the type to keep a bitch after she fuck with your man. They try and kill the homie cause she gave up the ass. I walk in class, my style's elegant, I'm gangster. If it's making you uncomfortable, well homie, get your cash up. Complaining the answer, go and put in some work. You got designer on, I got blisters that hurt for what it's worth. I don't hate on no man, but I'ma kill a motherfucker if he taking a stand. Not for the gang, but for the children that he left with no dad. Don't blame the devil where we from, Jesus died over a rap, motherfucker.
I stalk like a wolf, pray I don't shoot. Muzzle on your face, I'm a
yeah, man.
Is that Jim Morrison?
Yes, sir. The one and only, baby.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Oh, bro.
Doors.
Jim Morrison down there. Big Duke from Psycho Realm down there. Come on, baby. Let's go, Casey. Yeah. Welcome to Hood Stocks, my G's. Sunday evening, man. It feels good. It's been an absolutely amazing Sunday for myself. Took my girls out early with my Rottweiler. We went to the Rose Bowl, walked the Rose Bowl, hit Michoacan's, got some nachitos, you know what I mean? Like, bro. And then I took them to St. Paul. I think it's, what is it, St. Paul? The thrift store right there in Lincoln Heights. Big thrift store, huge thrift store. I don't know if you guys have been there before. St. Vincent, I'm sorry, not St. Paul. St. Vincent thrift store. Macy's donates stuff there. All the big PacSun, like all these places, bro, donate their old stuff there. And so you can go and get, stuff for like $4. I mean, you can get a beautiful dresser for, they got different colors, different percentages off from day to day. And so you can go in there and get a beautiful dresser for like $100, $200. I mean.
So it's like a Ross.
But it's a thrift store.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a real thrift store. So they got stuff that's new there. That's what's dope about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's such a big dog thrift store that they got a lot of new stuff there. And then they have stuff that's been just genuinely donated, like some old school stuff, like a lot of records, just like old stuff, bro, where some people, find value in that,
Yeah.
I mean, my kids love it and my girl likes it, and sometimes it's fun to go there,
Hell yeah. It's sustainable.
Sustainable, exactly. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it at all, dog.
Nah, the indigenous ways to reuse everything you can.
Absolutely.
That the less wasteful you are, the better for Mother Earth.
100%. Yeah. Absolutely. I like that too, brother. And with that said, everybody give it up.
Yeah.
Hey, for a Hood Stocks regular right here, the homie Heron. Yeah. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
Absolutely. And also, to sit into my right, we got the boy Dusty Vision TV.
What up? Good to see everybody.
And we got my homeboy JoJo's son, Sergio. Welcome, Sergio.
What's up, guys? Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah, and you served in the Marines?
Yes, I did 4 years in the Marine Corps.
Thank you for your
0311.
service, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And thank you for your service. And also, too, not only did you serve in the Marines, you're also a Hitler sympathizer as well?
Absolutely, most definitely.
Okay, we'll get into that soon, bro. That's going to be interesting, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, we got some good stuff for you guys right here.
You didn't mention that over there.
I wish I had some drumsticks real quick. So I could just
Yeah, get the button for it.
Yeah, man. We got some. This might be a loony. This might be considered a loony bin at the end of this podcast. Or a couple people might need to be committed. Anyways, I'm just messing with you guys. You know we all a little crazy right here.
One question though. You know
sir.
it's Monday, right?
Is it Monday?
Yeah, because you said Sunday evening.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You know
Right
what?
in.
Thank you for the correction. And you're absolutely. And I'll say the reason why I got that mixed up because my kids were off today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was thinking it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. It is Monday.
3-day weekend for you.
Yeah. Well, the kids, I'm off because I'm not working right now. I'm just like my work's slow.
Hustling. You're hustling.
Yeah, the union's slow right now.
Yeah.
You know this time of the month, bro.
Yeah, it
Where
is.
you're either fucking on the job sucking the boss's dick, bro.
They exist.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna ever see me doing that, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a crash out king, baby. I am consistent, dog.
That shit.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I do it on the podcast. I do it at work, and sometimes I do it at home.
Yeah.
And let's get serious, though, guys. I'd like to start this podcast off like this. I want to make one thing clear. If I draw a line in the sand and you draw one next to mine, it doesn't mean we're drawing the same line. So let's unblur these lines straight up. A lot of people think, I drew this line. Hey, I drew it right there next to Lucky's. It's the same line. No, it's not the same line, dog. And so people, I want to unblur these lines right now. I have no problem against gays and lesbians. Matter of fact, I'm going to a wedding next month to see two beautiful women get married on everything. One's finer than the other.
From a male perspective.
Yeah, one's finer than the other. They cool as shit. We're going to Las Vegas, me and my girl, and we're going to celebrate these two women get married. Psh, I ain't got no problem, all right? We talking about these blurred lines. I have a problem with biological men going into women's bathrooms. That's what I got a problem with. I have a problem with biological men playing in women's sports. That's what I have a problem with. Consider me faulty, consider me flawed if you don't agree with that. That's okay. I have a problem with drag queens reading kids' stories. I have a problem with the school system telling my kids they have genitalia options. And there's probably a better way of saying that, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? I have a problem with rich men hanging out on the island. Hold on. I need to slow down real quick, bro. I'm going too quick. That's later on in the podcast. I have a problem with a grown man wearing a dress on the biggest Sunday in the United States. And he didn't. So with that said, great work, Mr. Benito Bunny.
Beautiful.
Great work, brother. Great
Enjoyed
work.
that shit.
Hey, the man represented the Puerto Rican Latin culture perfectly.
Beautiful.
Perfectly, dog. Perfectly, bro. Hey, he told a story, dog. I don't understand. 8 out of 10 things he said, I don't understand that shit, dog. But the boy told a story, homie. And so with that said, with the panel of gentlemen that I have here today, we are gonna elaborate, and they're individually. I don't know if they're aligned with me. I don't know if these guys liked it. We're gonna start off with Heron. Let's go, baby. Super Bowl Sunday, Bad Bunny.
I was excited for Bad Bunny more than the game itself. I've stopped watching football since Kaepernick, so I really don't really care who makes it, who doesn't. A lot of people don't know that the NFL is not a real league. It's classified under entertainment business like WWE. So at the end of the day, you're not watching a real league. That being said, the players still play their ass off. They still try to do what they can to make it to a championship. It just means there's some strings being pulled behind. That's why I don't give it my heart no more. Like,
And it's coming to light with new stories that have NBA, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So and then also the stadiums were built by tax money. and then they still charge you arm and a leg to get in.
Bro, $400 to park?
$22 beer.
What?
Exactly.
$400 to park.
Yeah.
All those,
Yeah,
if you look at the stadiums, they were built with tax money, and up until I think 2015, they were classified as a nonprofit. So they were making billions on top of billions, bro. Putting that aside, I was excited for the halftime show. I went to a community spot. They had a watch party, so it was cool.
Nice.
I was there with people I've never met before, just mingling with community.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah, it's cool. It was cool. They had two big screen TVs. Shout out to Stronger Together in San Bernardino. That's who hosted the Super Bowl. Halftime show comes up, and I was like, all right, let's see. I was also wondering if he was gonna wear a dress or not. I was like, man, I hope he doesn't, just because of this. Again, I don't care what people identify as. I don't care what they are. I understand he's done it in the past and show of support of that community. But if you're not part of the community, then to me it's kind of like like cosplay. Like you're dressing up for something you're not. Like either you are or you're not. So to me, it's be authentic, be who you are. If you're a straight man, then dress as a straight man. That's my point. I was glad he didn't. I liked it 90%. There was one big thing I didn't like. I didn't like Lady Gaga being part of it. Really? I don't think it was her time to shine. I don't think it was her place to be at. I don't know whose idea it was. If he invited her or she said, "Hey, let me get a spot in there," she should have turned it down. Either way, she should have been like, "Nah, you know what? Because of everything going on, let Latina shine. Let Becky G get in there. Let somebody." Cardi B was in there. She was in La Casita. Cardi B was there. What's her name? Karol G was there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cool people there. So I think Becky G being Cali, it should have been Becky G there. That's just my point of view. But also, if you remember back in the days, J-Lo and Shakira brought Bad Bunny on when he wasn't that big. They gave him that love. He could have shown that love in return and be like, you know what, come back up.
He could have gave it to somebody on the come up.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, exactly. Someone new. That girl he has on the album. She's from Puerto Rico. She's not that big yet, but her voice is beautiful. She's on the album, so he could have given it to her. Lady Gaga was a fail for me, but everything else was dope to see. Like he really did do a story. If you don't even need to understand every word he says. Exactly. If you just watch the visuals, you see what he's doing. It starts with the campesinos. It starts with the farmers. They're farming in their land, and that's a shout out to the farmers out here. That we saw what happened in up there in farmland in Cali. So that's a shout out in my opinion. That's a shout out to the campesinos here. There was even a LA taco spot that made it up there, Villa's Tacos. They had a little moment. The boxers, that was dope to watch. The Puerto Rican boxer and Vargas, Emiliano Vargas, and to me that's giving light to the big rivalry of the 90s. Remember that
Fernando
when we
Vargas
had the rivalries, the Mexican boxer versus the Puerto Rican. Yeah, that was cool. So that was cool to watch. He thought of so many things to put in there.
Amazing, brother.
El apagón was dope. So a lot of people didn't understand what the towers were for. The lights.
It's for the hurricanes.
Well, it's el apagón.
The workers, right?
El apagón.
Are you talking about
The street electricity posts?
It was from Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria when they got wiped off the grid.
It's known as el apagón. So el apagón, in English, it translates to the turnoff. All electricity went off.
Yeah.
And he has a song that talks about it deeply. And then in that song, there's an extended version on YouTube. And he gave light to a journalist that went deep on that story. Yeah. And he puts her in the middle of the song. So there's an extended version of that song on YouTube. So he gave light to that, once again, reminding people like what we've been through, the struggles. And then if you look at the flag he used, he didn't use the traditional Puerto Rico flag. He used the one that they used in the revolution when they were trying to get their liberty away from the United States.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's the lighter blue. It's the sky blue one.
I was trying to catch all that shit during the show, but it's just happening so fast.
So much symbolism.
Yeah.
There's people even caught the little kid that's asleep in the chairs, because that's a very Latino thing to do. Like like, oh man, it's just going on forever. It's 8 a.m. I gotta sleep. Yeah. So I was that kid.
In a lot of cultures. I think a lot of cultures felt that also.
Yeah. Cultures that know how to dance.
Yeah, there you go. All night long, baby.
Exactly. Because I don't know if you guys caught that right before the Super Bowl. He said you don't even need to learn Spanish. You just gotta learn to dance. And you're gonna love it. So
and they showed, and he was just so in in the moment, man. Even they showed him like kind of like not backstage, but on the side of the building when Lady Gaga was doing her thing. Even though you said you didn't like her, but still he was in the moment. He was dancing to her music, bro, while they're fucking doing the outfit change, bro. Like, I got such a new profound respect for that brother right there. He could have made a far left political fucking statement, and instead he took the high road. Bro, I didn't let everyone else speak, bro, but you know what I'm saying, dog.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Two more things I'll add.
Keep on going, bro. Take your time.
I like that he reminded, I always try to do this with people, even if you identify the Western Hemisphere as the Americas, a lot of people always want to just isolate the United States as America and everyone else, even like your shirt says it, right? Free America from Israel. Well, America is the whole Western Hemisphere, even according to that identity. So he reminded people of that. He said, God bless America, and he named every country from South America to North America, including the Caribbean. So yes, he's reminding people what America really is. And so that was nice to see that unity, to see that love is, more powerful than hate. Yeah. And another thing I really liked was that he brought that casita environment. I don't know if you guys know, but in his tour, he did this whole casita where he set up a house in Puerto Rico for 30 days straight, and then people that he fucks with, they were invited to that private little house, and they're just jamming out while he's doing his tour. He literally brought that casita out, and he had people like fucking Penelope Cruz, Cardi B, Karol G, even who else I just caught? What's his name?
LeBron James was there too.
Was he?
Yeah,
the guy from Fantastic Four, the Mandalorian. Oh man, his name Pedro Pascal. He was there.
Yeah, Pedro. Yeah.
He was there, bro. He's there vibing, bro. Yeah. Like, that's dope. I have one big critic though. That if you follow the critics on the far left, he's doing all this against ICE, which is dope. I love it. He's doing all this, denouncing the far right, denouncing this racism, fascism, xenophobia, but he's still quiet on Palestine. He hasn't said a damn word about Palestine. And Palestine, I don't know if you know this, but it's what made his song go viral. Debí tomar más fotos, because they were saying we should have taken more photos before the bombing of Palestine, when Palestine still looked beautiful. Yeah. That's what made the song go super viral globally. And when that happened, he just said, "Oh, it's nice that people can relate to my song." That's all he had to say. So I don't know if he AIPAC owns him. I don't know what it is, but also Lady Gaga's a big old Zionist, and so it raises eyebrows. Like, you're not talking about Palestine.
But she's on the far left though.
She's a Zionist though, and he'll explain more because we already chopped it up a bit. So I that's his area where he can go deep on that. But the Zionists, they control both sides. They don't care if you're left or you're right. They own both sides of the aisle.
Isn't she Armenian?
I don't know her background. I don't know what she is.
I think Lady Gaga is Armenian.
She's super liberal, but she's a Zionist. So you don't need to be far right to be a Zionist.
Yeah, I understand that there is a Zionist on both sides, bro, and they control, the entertainment world. They control politicians.
They control Hollywood. Kanye West was talking about it, but he only used the word Jews instead of saying they're Zionist.
Yeah, because there's a difference between Jews and Zionists, though.
Not so much. That's where it gets gray, right? But not so much. We could talk about that a little bit later. We'll focus more on Bad Bunny.
The word you like to use, nuances, bro.
There's nuances,
there's
for
nuances
sure. Yes.
on it, bro.
Yes, for sure. But every Zionist that is pro-Israel is a Jew. Now, in the United States, there are Christian Zionists, and they actually outnumber the Jew Zionists. So there's way more Zionists that are Christian than they are Jew. But the ones that are usually behind Hollywood, behind, banking, behind politicians, they're Jew identified Zionist, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But so that's my critics. I don't think Lady Gaga should have been there because A, she's a Zionist. 2, she's not a Latina. It should have been someone of, Latino America, and especially someone that's on the come up that he could have really given a little push on. But also, I think he should have had Becky G because, did you see Becky G? Like, she went to the Grammys with the nails that said "fuck ICE" on her nails.
Yeah.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And they have a song together.
Okay.
She put him on when he wasn't that big yet. She put him on.
Damn.
And it's kind of messed up because she's put a lot of big artists up when they were on the come up, and now they're way bigger than her, like Peso Pluma, Bad Bunny, and they haven't returned that love to her. So I feel kind of like, damn, that's shady.
That's usually the case, man.
That's a little shady.
Times that's usually the case.
Sometimes you don't know the behind the scenes.
That's true.
We don't
That's
know.
true.
We don't know none
She
of the
could be
behind the scenes business. We don't know like there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. So, Anyways, yeah. So, but I feel you on the Lady Gaga thing.
It was a real feel good moment until the Palestine thing comes up. Because it's like, damn, it's true. And one thing I do appreciate about the Gen Zs, bro, they don't let nothing slide. Gen Zs don't let shit slide. They be like, kind of like think of our generation, right? We were pushing the baby boomers like, hey, you could do better, right? Now that we see artists like Bad Bunny, because think about it, in our generation, there was nobody like Bad Bunny doing what he's doing today. Nobody, right? Ricky Martin even came up, and at our time, he didn't have it. He didn't have it like Bad Bunny though. He wasn't the number one artist globally. Doing independently,
but he was big. He was big, bro.
But not Bad Bunny big.
Yeah.
Probably the one that got the closest was Daddy Yankee. So to see
Pitbull.
Pitbull's
know the
pretty big,
numbers?
yeah.
Pitbull, yeah.
But to see Bad Bunny doing what he wants on his terms, on his conditions, that's dope. And then we're like, us millennials, we're like, hell yeah, that's dope. But then Gen Z is like, nah, he could do better because he had Lady Gaga up there. He shouldn't have done that. And he's not speaking up on Palestine. So I kind of support the Gen Zs. I'm like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah, but you can never make everybody happy, and you can all find a flaw in everyone, bro. There can be 100 things that someone can do right, and the one thing that he does wrong, then we're going to cancel him? We're going to discredit him?
No, I'm not saying cancel him.
I mean, we're going to discredit the dude from his greatness. You know what I mean? We really can't. That's like that's the level of pettiness where we're at in this world, and that's what I'm against.
I agree with you there.
The super pettiness, bro, where we just got the dude underneath a microscope while we're fucking. We hold this guy to this standards up here, but these motherfuckers are moving down here, bro.
I agree. I can agree with you there. I look at it more like, think of Kobe stats, right? Like, let's say Kobe's been hitting the 3-pointers nonstop back in those days, right, when he was on fire. But for some reason, he just can't get those rebounds. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're doing great on these numbers, but there's that one area you could work on. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Okay, you're looking at like at a sports stats.
Yeah, like I'm going to celebrate you for what you're doing great, but you need to work on this area. Yeah. That's it.
What if his focus is all just Latinos, though, and he's doing great? He's like, this is my focus.
Well, so if you bring that in, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. So in Argentina, they had major fires in Patagonia. Patagonia is like the Amazon that goes even more south, and it's just this beautiful region of mountains and lakes, and it's beautiful, bro. Well, Israel wants to own that shit. Israel literally wants to own it. So what they did, they sent people over, Israelis, to burn it up so that the value goes down, and then they can purchase it pennies on the dollar. This is happening in Argentina. Okay. So if you think that Zionism or Israel politics doesn't affect Latino America, then you're wrong.
It affects the entire world, obviously. Yeah. Let's keep it on the let's keep it on the Super Bowl right now. Dusty, talk to us, bro.
Go, baby. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was artistic. I thought it told an amazing story. We are talking about the Kid Rock performance, right?
Oh, man. Bro, no one showed up.
No,
I was so confused on. Real quick though, let me interject on this real quick. I was really confused on the Kid Rock situation because it kept on. You don't know what to believe. There's so many different news cycles, so many different posts going through Instagram. I think that's how a lot of us get our some of our information, right? And so you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. So at first they said, oh, it's canceled. Everybody backed out because of his lyrics, you know what I mean, talking about young girls, you know? And then the next, they do have the concert. Yeah. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on with that. There was just so much bullshit being put out there. People just spreading misinformation on what's happening on that side. And for one thing, I think Kid Rock's got like one good song.
That's it.
I think the dude is super trash, and just overall, I just think he's just like he's really played himself out. I just don't know who the dude thought he was that he thinks he's gonna go against the Super Bowl. I mean, Bad Bunny did 142 million views, #1 ever in the fucking Super Bowl. After that, it came Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
And even if you didn't, and I knew it. I made a prediction before the Super Bowl. If you guys saw my video I put up, I said Bad Bunny can potentially. Because of all the people want to show up to watch you fall, dog.
Exactly. That's
People
why
gonna.
most people
So
tuned in.
everybody showed up because they wanted them to see him eat shit.
Yep.
And because people love that, dog.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wanted to when I had that fallout with Lefty Gunplay, and I know I said stick to Super Bowl, but I want to throw this in right here. When I had that fallout with Lefty Gunplay, and it was just intoxication, shrooms, just homies hanging out. That happens all the time, but it happened to be on camera, right? A podcast. Most of the prison system, a lot of them were getting at me. A lot of the fools my age are like, yeah, fuck that, Lucky, that's right, bop bop bop, woo woo. But the younger cats, you know what I mean? Whoa, they were going. They were going for my head, homie. You know what I mean? They were going for my head in a social media sense. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to turn a negative into a positive, bro. And so I said, hey, check it out, man. Everybody, and I don't know how how this is coming to, I wanted to say this. I said, hey man, tag me in your post and I'll share you on my post. So people, you know what I mean? They were all there to the negative, but they took advantage of me sharing their post on my page,
People
bro.
ain't shit,
Hey, bro,
right.
motherfuckers ain't shit, dog.
exactly
Motherfuckers
right
ain't
there.
shit, dog. They said, fuck me, you ain't shit, Lucky. I see you, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. Your mom should have swallowed.
Oh yeah,
You
go
know
and
what I
share
mean?
my shit, man. I've got this new album coming out, Playboy.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
then
I'm
next thing you know it, bro, they all came so I can share their shit. Homie, I shared about a fucking 500 people different things, and these are all people talking shit to me. You know, so motherfuckers ain't shit, dog.
Yeah, man, that's
Straight
facts.
up, bro. But
And Kid Frost ain't shit. And yeah, so Bad Bunny. No, I said Kid Frost, Kid Rock. Oh
Kid
shit.
Rock,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, shout out Kid Frost.
What
Love
you
you.
doing a subliminal?
He's probably like, what man? I hated La Raza, dog. Nah, shout out Kid Frost, legend. Damn, now I'm gonna mess it up. But Bad Bunny was number 1, Kendrick number 2, Michael Jackson number 3, Rihanna, then Katy Perry. But going back to the Kid Rock thing, it was funny because, and I knew this was gonna happen, and I called it in my head. But as soon as the halftime show was over, everybody at the party that I was hanging out with got on their phone and started looking up Kid Rock and was watching the Kid Rock thing just to see what was going on over there.
And what was going on over there?
Bullshit. We actually put it on the big screen, and it was the 5 minutes I saw, I just couldn't.
What did they do? Like a couple million views or something?
It did. So it did actually. Apparently, it did 5 million live up against Bad Bunny, but now apparently it's out in the 20 to 40 million. I'm hearing because of people watching after, and I knew that was going to happen, dog. I knew everybody was going to go over there, and
that's
check it
like
out.
all middle America, right?
I mean, shit. Everybody was Latino. No, I'm saying everybody was Latino that I was with, and they got on their phone just to look. They all.
The number I saw was 3.5 mil.
3.5. I'm hearing different numbers.
Number just like that.
That's for sure low. But now people are watching it on clips.
Hey, did you see
YouTube.
that even Trump was tuned
Trump
into
was.
Oh yeah,
bro.
exactly, dog. Of course.
No, he was tuned into Bad Bunny.
I know. I
Yeah.
saw that. There's a video going around of their party that they were at or something,
And they had it playing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just, the level, and let's get back to this pettiness. Here we go. Back to the pettiness, bro. The level of pettiness is ridiculous, bro. There's a lot of things that you're going to love about me, and there's going to be a bunch of things you're going to hate about me. There's some people that you're going to talk to, and they're going to be like, Lucky's a straight shooter. He's a real dude. You know what I mean? You're going to love him, or you're going to hate him. You know what I mean? And then you're going to talk to some people and be like, man, fuck that motherfucker. That motherfucker ain't shit. You know what I mean?
Casey.
Like, that's just life, bro. That's what it is, dog. You know what I mean? So back to the level of pettiness. Nobody is going to be perfect, not even in God's eyes. So how is it going to be in our eyes? You know what I mean?
Hard. Yeah, it's
like,
too
get
hard
the
to-
fuck out of here. These people, bro, they're so fucking judgmental, bro. Throwing rocks, living in that motherfucking plastic cup house, dog. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm so fed up with that shit, and I'm so tired of it, dog. And then President Trump, he's just a dickhead, bro. Real shit,
Did you hear
man.
his response?
Like, bro, I'm a wild card, bro. I like to consider myself a wild card, homie. I'll split this shit quick, dog. You know what I mean? I see something, I jump in the car, we going the wrong way, homie. Bam, you know what I mean? You know, I'll flip the script quick, dog. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, dog. You know? And some people can say, well, look, you voted for Trump and now bop, bop, bop. Well, hey, homie, it is what it is, dog. When I voted for Trump, I just wanted the
there with
fucking
you.
gay shit out my schools. I voted for my kids,
We
bro.
all had our reasons.
I don't need to go back into all this shit. I wasn't thinking about immigration because both sides of my family are third generation, dog. You know what I mean? But anyways, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'll say this, dog. This dude is annoying as fuck why are you gonna comment on the dude's performance?
Yeah.
It's the worst performance
Long ass.
fucking ever. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Let this man live. And to know that dude was just a week before that at the Grammys wearing a bulletproof vest, scared for his motherfucking life. Leave Bad Bunny the fuck alone, dog.
He did it at the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
You could tell it's puffy.
Oh, really?
Bro,
Okay.
like, get the fuck out, homie. And now I'm mad. Lucky you mad. The dude puts dresses on once in a while. Lucky White, no, but that doesn't mean that I want to see the. Nah, fuck that,
Yeah,
dog.
I like that post you did today of because I've said that before about Prince. Prince
Yeah.
was wearing high heels and nobody
Yeah.
says shit.
Nobody said
All those
shit.
old school rappers, if you look at them, Grandmaster and the Furious Five and all them, they were dancing. They were looking like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Prince in a way was the original Bad Bunny. The way he was dressed back then, he
Prince was
was
the
pushed.
motherfucking man back in the day too, though, dog.
But someone said, "Hey, look, but the dude's got talent." But Bad Bunny, hey, he's got talent.
You
obviously,
cannot
too.
be #1 artist in the world and not have talent.
100%.
Come on,
He's
make
doing
it make
something
sense.
right?
Come on,
Yeah.
Yep.
make
Straight
it make
up.
sense. Independently too. Independently.
Too Short. I was watching an interview with Too Short today, and Too Short said, he goes, "Yeah, one of my buddies, man. They said, hey, I got extra Bad Bunny tickets. You want to go to a Bad Bunny show?" And he was like, "Well, fuck, I ain't doing nothing today, you know." And so he said he went to the Bad Bunny show, and he said he has never in his life seen a finer selection of women. A finer selection in women underneath one roof at one motherfucking time. And they there to see motherfucking Bad Bunny, bro.
Man,
Biggest pimp in the world, bro.
when I was
Bad
watching the
Bunny,
Super Bowl, I'm
biggest
like,
pimp in the world.
damn.
And then they showed him moving in the Grammys, and people were like dissecting the way he moved. Like, for some reason, he was super paranoid, bro. And that gets me mad. You know what I mean? Again, I want to say that.
He even got scared when Lady Gaga tapped him.
Yeah, like that gets me mad, bro. You know what I mean? But they said that he was just like, he was on edge because his family's getting threats, you know? And I'm going to be mad about Bad Bunny the way I was mad about the way, I'll say it again, bro, Charlie Kirk got killed. Okay? Yeah, Charlie Kirk said some dumb shit. He was just a young dude still growing in his fucking ideology and philosophy, bro. But he was a bright mind, bro. And that's just me saying that. I'm gonna stand on that to this day, dog. And I'm gonna be, bro, I'll be mad. I was mad. And now I'm mad about Bad Bunny fearing for his life just because of whatever, bro.
Bullshit.
People don't like him, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, he's not hurting nobody.
Just
Nah,
making
he's-
beautiful music with beautiful women and the world.
And he happens to put a dress on once in a while. Hey,
Yeah.
bro, if I was that pretty, I might have one on right now too, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna tell me Elvis didn't dress funny? Elvis dressed funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
all
Elvis
gay.
did some funny ass shit, bro.
Lil Uzi Vert, all these fools dressed.
They're all gay.
weird, dog. Look at the 80s, the hair bands and shit back in the day.
Yeah. Sometimes there's some 80 music that comes on and I like to repost shit. And I'm like, man, these dudes are a little too fucking gay for me to repost this shit. Like Tears for Fears.
Oh, yeah.
Tears for Fears, bro. Like, there's some jams right there, bro.
shit.
But these dudes, these little white dudes with these little fucking weird ass, I'm like, I can't repost these fucking weirdos. You know what I mean?
Every road
It's just some
has
funny
its
shit that I
thorns.
think that, it goes. Some people, they have preferences and it's cool. You could have preferences, but you're going to excuse the funny shit on your side. Like, let's bring up Kid Rock again. How old is dude?
He's probably 50 now, I would say.
Why
if
is
I
he
had to
still
guess.
calling himself a kid?
Exactly. Anybody.
Why the fuck
I
is
always
he
find
still
that a
calling
little
himself
weird.
a kid?
Lil Wayne, that always, when people
Like,
put
it
Lil in
should have
front
an
of there.
expiration date. Like, P. Diddy changed the fucking name, bro.
Yeah.
P. Diddy changed his name like 6 times.
They changed a lot of shit.
Come on, even Ye changed back to Kanye West. Come on, like change the name. And then that track where he's talking about it's mandatory for girls to be underage for them to be young.
bro.
Come on, bro.
Those are
and
crazy lyrics.
oh,
like,
that's crazy,
You wrote
bro.
them lyrics, bro, not because you were just fucking around. Like, Eminem writes some funny lyrics sometimes, but he ain't writing no shit like that. That was some real shit about how the fuck you were really feeling and how you were moving at the time.
Not that you bring him up. Ain't it funny they got at him with way more heat for using the F word than for these
Eminem?
Yeah. Than for the PD files.
Yeah.
They pick and choose, brother.
Yeah.
They pick and choose. People will pick and choose you apart, bro. You know what I mean? People will pick and choose you to your motherfucking grave. That's just the way motherfuckers work. And once you got that X on your back, homie, you know what I mean?
hard to
And
get
you're
it
pissed off this one section of individuals, you know what I mean? Hey, man, you got to weather that storm. I weathered a couple of them
You
storms.
Dave
did.
Chappelle said it right. He said that they had no problem with him using the N word 1,000 times, but he
course.
couldn't use the F word.
That's
Could not use
yeah.
the F word.
That's
man.
YouTube too. You could say the N word 75 times, they won't flag your thing. But you say something about the small hat community, one word, it's a done deal, man.
Which, in my opinion, keep it consistent. You know, keep it consistent.
I'm 100% agree with
If
that.
you can't
dog.
use this word,
censorship is bullshit.
It
in that
affects this
sense.
group of people. Cool, but then let's do that with every group.
Exactly,
you know?
dog.
Just like you can't criticize Israel, you can't criticize Jews. Why not? But you could criticize Catholics.
Yeah.
I talk shit about Catholic priests that were doing some weird shit,
All
some
day, right? Yeah, you can.
pedophile shit. But we can't talk about Israel, how they actually give them like they give them say someone gets caught and they did some pedophile shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they belong to Israel. Israel will pick them up, take them over to Israel, and they're clean. I don't know if you know that.
Something about that, nah.
Sergio,
What's up? What's up?
your take on the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance?
I actually I didn't watch it. I'm not really interested in those things. It's kind of funny. I think you mentioned it earlier. You said it was kind of like a circus. It reminds me of the Romans Colosseum. You know, it's the same thing that they had that there for is for distraction. You know, it's not a coincidence that the Epstein files was just released around the Super Bowl. I don't think, you know, these people are pretty smart. They release things when they have other things abroad, and so for me, I wasn't really interested in it. Not to say that there isn't symbolism, and not to say that you can't see, because they love symbolism. These people, these Satanists, they love symbolism. So you can always kind of, if you want to see kind of what they're planning or kind of what they're really thinking about, go ahead and take a look and try to decipher. But for me, you know, Jesus Christ gives me all that I need to know about them, and we already won. So it's kind of a waste of time. I like history, so that's why.
Are you? And this is the first time. I think I introduced you as Jojo. You're probably his.
I'm technically his stepson.
Stepson,
but,
yeah.
But I call him
mean-
my dad. I call him my dad.
Absolutely, and Jojo's a fucking long time brother of mine. Like that's my dog right there. That's my brother right there. And he said, Lucky, he may not be your cup of tea, bro, but check him out. You know what I mean? And you're actually not my cup of tea when I talk to you on the phone, bro. But you know what I mean? I wanted to still check you out, bro. You know what I mean? Do you lean Democrat or Republican?
None. They're both compromised.
100%.
Israel owned. So I don't play into the votes. If you're voting, I mean, why? You know, you already know who owns it, right?
Do a lot of individuals that you served with in the Marine Corps, do they feel the same way?
No. From what I remember, they were you know, a lot of Democrats, a lot of Republicans, but I wasn't really political. I didn't give a fuck about none of this back then. I was my head was in the dirt. I was a whole different person. So.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you kind of woke up afterwards.
Yeah. All this is like the last 3.5 years. Jesus Christ, you know, the whole Hitler thing, everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we'll get into some of that too, bro. You know what I mean? You know, my family on my father's side are Ashkenazi Jews, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And my mom's Mexican. You know what I mean? But I'm cool with conversation, bro. I don't take shit too personal, and with everything going on, I am 100% like I'm open for the conversation. People are saying, "Look, these dudes are being anti-Semitic on here." I mean, the world is in shambles right now, bro. There's a lot of.
And that's the reason why I feel like I'm speaking up, because I feel like I can show people as to why, right? Why is everything in shambles? And when you try to pinpoint it on a certain people, like Jews, you know, people have an issue. They say, oh, well, they're like less than 1% of the population. Okay, then why do they control like more than 60% of fucking everything?
But they didn't always do that. They're the most exiled fucking race of people in the world.
Sure, but then you have to ask the question, why?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, no one really wants to talk about why.
Because they're God's people, bro. What do you mean? Have you ever read the Bible? The Jews are literally God's people. Did you forget about that?
Yeah.
And we're Goyans. So
Yeah.
what do they call
No,
the
but
rest of
like-
the people? Goyans.
Goyim. So
Goyim?
Goyim is their the Talmud. I love this. This is a good topic. So the Talmud is basically what Jews believe in. It's their religion. It came from the Torah, which were the first 5 books of the Old Testament, called the Pentateuch. And then it turned into an oral tradition, I believe, called Gemara. And from there, it was God's word was put into the Talmud. But by that time, it was already manufactured by
by all the
Right.
the rabbis,
Right,
or the
exactly.
rabbis. The Talmud is just basically a fucking clusterfuck of rabbis' fucking ideology, hanging out and putting fucking ideas into the world, right?
Well, yes, but it's also their law and what they go by. So it's not just conversation.
But what they're making in like real time, like, right?
What do you mean?
Like in real time, like back in the day, you know what I mean? They're having these conversations, they're affecting, they're putting these laws in effect, like in that time, that real time.
Right.
You know, it's not something that they got from God, but being the fact that they're like, hey, well, we're Jews, we're rabbis, we're the chosen people. What we say is law. This has got to be, it's got to be God transpiring through my body and my words, but which I don't necessarily agree with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so that's the crux of it is. They've taken the what God has chosen for as God's chosen people, and they ran away with it, and they didn't want anybody to come into the kingdom of God, and that has been basically who they've been from the beginning of time, right? God has always tried to save them, but time and time again, for some reason, God said this multiple times. He says, I'm paraphrasing, but how crazy is it that I am the one true God, and these other nations that have fake gods, they're not real gods, they're fake. They keep them. Yet the one true God of this world has been abandoned by his people.
Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you think Bad Bunny is controlled by the Jews?
At this point, I believe so. Like how you said, it takes talent, obviously, but also you have to understand the devil controls this world. Right, you're not gonna walk your place into something like that with pure talent.
Well, it depends on perspective. Like, I don't share your perspective.
Sure.
I think
that's all I'm doing is share my perspective. I'm not trying to control your mind or. I
don't feel that.
Yeah.
But I'm even gonna give you some pushback because
of course.
not the whole world thinks the way you do or the way Jews think. Right.
Yeah.
So some people on the outside, we don't partake in organized religion, either it be Catholic, Christian, or Muslim, or Jews.
Right.
So for us, this whole like God and devil, good and evil, it's not. It's like it's
Fairy tale.
Not a fairy tale. It's just very black and white.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so for like indigenous people, we believe in all of it, right? We believe that, like when I'll give you an example, when the Christians came into what it is now the United States, and they try to talk about heaven and the afterlife and all that, the natives said, well, we don't fear death, because if you're telling me if I don't give in to you, I'm gonna go to hell. I'm already living hell. You brought hell to me. Like, we're living hell right now. This is hell for us.
Sure.
So it's a different perspective. But I like to learn about organized religions, because organized religions is exactly that. They're organized, right? And their point is to organize people, to organize countries, organize money, organize everything.
Yeah.
I want to share something real quick.
Can I interject real quick?
Go ahead.
Real quick, Lucky. I just want to share this photo of two Jews right here enjoying it.
I remember seeing that last night.
That's a dynamic duo right there, bro. It's two bad motherfuckers, bro. Bad Bunny and Bad Lucky. I love it, bro. Fucking what's his name?
Yeah, Vic.
Vic. Shout out to Vic, the print house, baby.
Love that. Oh,
Yeah,
Vic,
go ahead,
shout
go
out
ahead,
Vic.
go
That
ahead.
reminds me, though, by the way, I once met a real dude in Compton from the streets of Puerto Rico, and he told me that, that fool really did come from the streets. The streets financed his first uprising.
Bro, he was working in a market as a bag boy in 2016.
Damn.
Like, bro, like he wasn't. Come on,
damn.
That dude just blew up, bro.
Bro, like, I want to say this, and it's something that when I asked you if you're Democrat or Republican, I have lost all faith in everything, bro, because everything that I thought was just conspiracy theories and fairy tales and just fucking pretty cool fucking conspiracy theories to hear and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? They're fucking eating kids, you know what I mean? Fucking, fucking the Grove, the Pizza Gate, whoop, 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 this, that, all the other. Like, you know what I mean? We've been hearing about this for fucking ever, dog. And we just like, we were like, be interesting, right?
Yeah.
And check it out. Where I come from on the streets, a lot of us right here, right? You're not guilty until you're prosecuted into a court of law. And this is black and white, just paperwork, right? But after hearing all these stories and now these Epstein emails coming out, bro, and they aligning with each other, bro,
Damn.
I have lost all faith on both sides. I'll never ever, bro, draw my line in the sand like I did. I think it was earlier last year with the presidential thing, and that was just for my reasons that I've shared with you already, that I felt like I had to take a strong stance for my family, for my kids, most importantly. Living in California, you know what I mean? You're a man's man, you live in California, and you got all these motherfucking, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if you a ferry, bro, but you know what I mean? Just ferry over there, bro. You know what I mean? Don't try to put that shit in my kids' shit. I got a problem. But, bro, it stressed me the fuck out, bro. I really, like, I went into a little bit of, not necessarily just like, not denial, but just like, it depressed me a little, bro. To hear see these emails come out and just be like, God damn it.
It was all real.
This shit was real, bro.
Yeah, and
this shit was real. And why didn't the Democrats put it out? And now
Exactly.
Clinton,
That's the one right there.
because they're trying to protect Clinton.
Of course,
Clinton's a
dog.
powerful family,
Exactly.
bro. And now Clinton is ready to take these out to dry, bro.
Well, you know,
He
they're
said-
both attorneys, though. That's why.
He said, "You gonna hang me? I'm taking the whole boat down."
What was Nino Brown?
Put this public, bro.
Nino
And
Brown,
what did
baby.
Trump say? Trump said, "Why can't we just move on from this?" What the fuck?
What is more important
I
than
like
this?
Bill. I've always liked Bill.
Yeah, all of a sudden, bro. He's like, Bill.
I'm under the desk.
He waving the flag, Bill. We cool, right? You know what I mean? Don't do it, Bill. Because Bill's going in
Remember
there
all
like
that shit you talked about my wife?
Bro, Bill and Hillary are going in there like suicide bombers,
Oh,
bro.
fuck
They're
it.
like, oh, you gonna do
Yeah.
us
Oh,
like
we all
this?
going out.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
bro.
go. Pop, pop.
Release
Dynamite,
everything.
bitch. You know what I
Release
mean?
everything.
Bro,
Said
they
Allah
go.
Akbar in this
Bro,
bitch.
he wants, the Clintons wanted to be a public fucking hearing because they're gonna air out the laundry
Hey,
and they're gonna
everyone
tell us
getting
what
hanged.
everybody
Everyone
wants to hear, and they're gonna tell us what Trump campaigned on, releasing the files.
Yep.
They're gonna put out the fucking dirt, homie. Bro, we live in a fucking horrible world,
Cesspool.
and I always try to be so optimistic, bro, because, you know, from the streets, bro, there's good in the streets, you know? And I realize that the streets are really the purest part of the land, bro, because
no
we're
good at
not
top.
infected by money, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we just have our hearts and our soul and whatever little means that we got for each other, you know what I mean? And sometimes we get a grimy with it, dog, but hey, sometimes you gotta eat before they eat, you know? But that's just they on a whole different level. They the real devils, dog. These motherfucking politicians, the real devils. Democrats, Republicans, man, fuck them both, bro. From here on out, dog, I'll never ever identify with neither one of them motherfuckers. Fuck them both, bro. Fuck them both. Hoodstock said it. From this point on, dog, fuck them both, bro. All we got is each other, dog.
That's it.
Find your circle,
All
dog.
power to the people.
Find your
All power
tribe,
to the
dog.
people.
All power to the people, the real people, the true people, the people that ain't fucking doing this fucking committing these heinous crimes, bro. And they said Pat Bomb-D or whatever the bitch's name is there, or whatever these motherfuckers' name. They said, well, why don't you evict them? And he said, well, if we evict them or we start putting crimes out, then the whole fucking system is gonna collapse. Because they're all guilty.
Because they're all pieces of shit.
What
They're
about-
all guilty,
Yo,
bro.
did you hear what Ted Cruz said? He said, "Stop attacking
And stop
pedophiles."
Yeah,
attacking
what
them,
the-
Stop attacking pedophiles.
Now, what was he like? You can't say. Was he being sarcastic? That's what I was gonna say.
Nope.
Like, bro, like, what was the reason behind that clip? Because I just got that clip. I never took the time to dig deeper in and why he said that.
Well, I also saw just the clip, but right before he says that, he says we can all agree on things that he knows people can agree on. Let's stop murdering, right? Let's stop murder. Murder's bad. Let's stop. There was another one. I forgot what the other one was, but it was like something we can all agree on. And then it was, and also let's stop attacking pedophiles. Like, what? You got everybody fucked up on that one. Like, what?
I wanted to respond to you though about how you said.
I want to say this real quick. Politics is not this show's strong suit, and neither is it for politicians, bro.
For real.
Neither is it for politicians, my dog.
Yeah,
We looking out of fucking like Virgin eyes in a sense, dog.
Here's the thing that it reminds me of.
Pass it to you right now, my bad, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So like how you said about you know how like people the way that I'm coming from it, my perspective, right? You know, you have good and evil. You know, God, you have Satan.
Yeah.
That's kind of the lens that I'm looking at it. And you know, well, you have something like the Epstein files, right?
Yeah.
Like what are they doing on there? They're eating little babies. Like there's them talking about
Doing a host
you know
of shit.
how babies' intestines taste like cream cheese. And you know, you look at the pictures, right? You look at the rituals, the things that they are doing. This is why I say what I'm saying, because what are they sacrificing it to? Who are they doing this for?
Let me ask you this then. Do you think Christians never done that?
we know the history of Christians.
Yeah. Well, so I have an issue with Christians. Like
Gangsters.
that's a whole nother topic. Like I
Is it a topic you're not trying to touch because that's the side you're leaning on?
I can jump into it right now if you want.
That was just a simple question.
No,
Do you think
I'm
Christians
willing-
never done that?
Well, sometimes people want to focus on on the other side, but they don't want to focus on their
we
side
can talk
first.
about both. We can talk about
So
both.
simple
So
question.
are they both guilty?
Right now, yes or no?
Yes.
Have
yes.
Christians done it?
Yes, Christians have done
Okay.
horrible things.
Okay.
Yes. Just because you're a Christian, that doesn't make you a good person. I think that what makes you a good person is true faith. You can call yourself a Christian. You can go to church. You can, wear the whole thing. But where's your faith? How do you act? Do you obey the Lord? You can say you love me, is what the Lord says, but where's your heart?
But I would say that Orthodox Jews, and this is to defend some Jews,
Okay.
Orthodox Jews say the exact same thing. That
about what?
Same thing you're saying about Christians, that they can identify as Jews, but they're not real Jews. That there's Zionists, and Zionist is a political ideology. They may come from a Jewish background, but they're not real Jews. They don't practice what Jews practice.
Sure. The thing with me and my issue with Jews is their ideology, is what they believe.
But is it? But is it? If there's a couple rotten bananas in the bag, does the whole bag automatically become rotten?
I think maybe he's
I'm
complaining
saying-
about the foreskin part.
Exactly. Why do Jews suck baby dick? Why?
Whoa, where did that come from? What?
Why?
I mean,
Answer me that.
Wait,
Answer me that.
I didn't know this. Can you enlighten me on
please
this?
elaborate.
Okay,
Where are you at? on
Sounds
that?
like a figure of speech.
Pornhub, bro. You know what I mean? What part of Pornhub are you on, bro?
Somebody check this man's phone.
All right.
Watch them emails, sir.
All right. So, for example, it's a old tradition. I don't know how to pronounce
To
it.
suck
but
a baby dick?
Yeah.
No
it's
way.
called.
Well, if you're gonna make the accusation, you should know all the information on it, bro.
Well,
and it's not
Casey,
say I don't
let
remember.
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
So it's called something like Metze Sebeh or something. You can look it up. You can Google it, and basically it's when rabbis, when they circumcise. If you're unfamiliar with circumcision, it's really big. With
Mutilation.
Covenant.
It's actually mutilation.
I'm circumcised.
Yeah, well, it's meant for a covenant. In the Old Testament, that was one of the ways
Jesus
that.
Christ, he's right.
Yeah. So
He's right.
so
Just look it up.
Jesus Christ, yeah, fuck, dude.
So anyways, these rabbis, once they circumcise, they put their mouths on the baby dick, and they say that their saliva has some type of healing property to where they can, or it would heal.
Is that practice today?
To this day, and babies have died from fucking herpes. And I'm the fucking weirdo for pointing that shit
sick.
out.
No,
Like, what the
I'm
fuck?
not
no,
saying
well, we
you're
didn't
weird.
know, bro.
I just
Let
didn't know
me
what
show. Let me
the-
put
yeah,
this
you-
on screen. Let me
you
put
Yeah,
this
hold
surprised
up,
me on that
boys.
one.
Hold up.
Okay.
I have a lot for you.
Hold on.
Before you speak,
It's
hold
an
up.
ancient controversial Jewish circumcision ritual where mole uses direct oral suction to remove blood from its wound. While considered essential by some ultra-Orthodox communities for health and religious reasons, it's increasingly replaced by sterile instrument-based method due to severe infection risk such as herpes simplex virus.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
Well, so you're saying that I've had my dick sucked by a motherfucking Orthodox Jew, bro?
Well,
Is that what 47 thought Bill was? Is that what was happening there?
Bro, that's crazy, my G.
Yeah, no, and there's so much more. Like in there, they say, if you have sex with a 3-year-old, it's no different from poking her in her eye because her hymen's gonna grow back.
the Bible says some crazy shit too.
Yeah, but wait, hold the fuck up.
No, you know more than this, so you keep going. But I know the Bible says some
Well, if
crazy
you
shit.
say something, be prepared to back it up.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm gonna say is,
Okay.
God's words is holy, whether you understand it or not. It is holy, and what He does is holy, whether you understand it. He can take out
Let me ask you this then.
Sure.
Because you're really on the defense mode, I see you. Do you believe in manifest destiny?
I don't remember that. It sounds familiar.
Oh, this is as godly as it gets in the United States. So this is when God promised white people after they liberated themselves from the British crown that they would
God promised them?
This is their claim, and this is what 47 runs on even today.
Wait, who's 47?
The
The president.
President of the United States?
That's what they
Right now,
refer to him
the
as.
current yes.
Well, do you understand that he's
but let me get to my
a
point.
Jew?
Like-
So your claim has no weight because you're saying that it's coming from Christians and it's coming from God, but I'm saying that Trump is a Jew.
Well, that's a whole nother debate. But this happened back in the days when there was only the 13 colonies, and then they claimed that God spoke to them, and they were promised all the land, and that's when they went west, and they went on a straight genocide,
Okay. Yeah.
killing babies,
Yeah.
killing babies. So everything that you're saying, hey, the Jews are fucking terrible for this. They did the same. These are Christians.
Yeah, well, look at today. You have Christians supporting a genocide in Palestine. Right? How fucked up is that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's not just one group. I think it's more like one bigger group, and they mostly come from Europe. To me, that's the most violent people in the world.
That's what it seems like.
Ashkenazis are Eastern European.
Watch out, Lucky.
But,
It's true. It is true.
Hey, but here's the thing though. Like, the thing about somebody who knows the Lord, like I said, you could say you're Christian, but you're over here supporting fucking a genocide. That's why I have an issue with a lot of the church. I don't claim that. I'm not a part of that. I don't go to those churches, right? But if you have the spirit of the Lord, you know that killing is wrong. Who is in any position to say I'm better than you and you need to go?
So how did you function when you were fighting as a Marine?
Oh, good question.
Oh yeah. Well, I had when I was a Marine, I got tatted on the back of my neck right here, 666. I have Lucifer.
I don't care what your tats say,
so
bro.
you're a walking contradiction, brother.
Well, hey, brother, I changed, and the Holy Spirit is good.
Okay.
The Holy Spirit is amazing. You see what He can do. I was so dark, I was lost, but now I'm found. You know what I'm saying? Amen.
Amen, bro. Good for you, bro.
Well, the bringer of light, Lucifer, Prometheus, didn't he bring knowledge to humanity?
Yes, not too much knowledge in the apple, and you got to walk with faith and close blinded sometimes.
Wait,
to not have that
answer me
knowledge.
this though. When you found out that Jesus was a Jew, how does that like work with all this?
Well, he so it's kind of weird. It kind of really doesn't make any sense. But the Israelites were blessed, and from then it was the 12 nations. So it was the 12 tribes. And then now what we call the Jews was only from one tribe because it was from the tribe of Judah. They were known as Judahites.
Yes.
So that's what we call the whole tribes of
They
Israel.
co-opted
Is
the
just
name,
one.
just like anti-Semitism. They co-opted the name.
Sure, and the Semites are actually Palestinians.
Yes.
And
The true Semites are the Palestinians,
Ashkenazis
yes.
are Eastern European.
Yes.
Like, so you see what they do, right?
Yeah.
These people are fucked in the head. And it took me a long time to come to that conclusion.
Yes.
I did not want to believe it. I did not want to believe that there was people like this who see other people as cattle, as animals, as things that they could steal from and shit on and kill and
Let me
rape.
ask you
But
this.
isn't that
no.
the way of the world? Hunters and gatherers, bro?
Well,
That's the way of the world,
hey,
right?
but if I see who you are, I'm gonna come for you.
Let me ask
you know
you
what
this.
I'm saying?
So
I'm
then
not
you'll be committing the same sin.
Well, no, I'm doing what I'm doing right now. What does the Bible say? The Bible says to take no part in evil deeds, but to call it out, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm not saying we need to pick up a sword and go chop off their heads, right? Who am I? All I'm saying is, hey, I know you guys are wrong, and I can see what you're doing, and I'm not gonna let it slide because
me ask you
my
this.
children. Well, I don't have children, but my kids and my family, and your kids, your family. We're in the same boat. I'm not fighting for some like little fucked up thought that I have in my head. I'm fighting for all of us, whether you guys real it or not.
I could see the sincerity in that belief of yours. But let me ask you this. Are you a Christian that believes that the Messiah will return when the Jewish people have their Holy Land once again?
No, absolutely not. That's a dispensationalism. So it was, again, made by Jews. And in the early 1900s, they funded a Bible called the Schofield Bible. And from there, they took over control of pretty much all Christianity in the U.S., which is why 80% of Christianity support murder in Palestine today.
Because they believe that.
Right, exactly.
And that's why there's more Zionists that are Christian than they are Jews.
Yeah. And that was, it hurt me when I first realized it. God came to me in one night. Before this, like I said, I didn't care about him. I actually hated God. I hated the thought of it. I didn't want none of it. He came to me in one night and I knew everything. I just knew. And from there, I started going to church, and then I started reading the Bible. And the people who brought me up, it turns out like they support Israel. They support genocide. So it was so hard for me that the first people who I came into brought me up in the church and were teaching me all these things were supporting genocide. But God reminded me that I am your teacher, right? And that's the beautiful thing about Christianity is you don't have to go to this mainstream church to get to know God. If you ask God, He will show up. And the Bible says, ask and He will answer, knock.
Are you familiar with discovery, doctrine of discovery?
No.
So that's the biggest bill or title that Christians have ever used to create the largest genocide ever. So that was their excuse that they used to come to the Western Hemisphere and say, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you're savage and we got to get rid of you.
And what I would say that they're not Christian.
Okay.
Like I said, you can claim it, but if you know God, you know that's not what you're supposed to do.
So bringing it back to the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny, his biggest message and the one that stayed on the board is that love is,
stronger than hate.
Stronger than hate.
Yeah.
Do you resonate with that?
Absolutely. That's what it says in the Bible. Love is the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing.
So if you get a chance, watch that 13-minute video that he did, and mostly what he displays is love and positivity, unity.
He could have taken a hard stance, bro. He could have taken a hard stance and made a huge statement, but instead, that brother followed his heart.
Yeah,
he followed his heart, man, and obviously he's got good people in his circle as well.
Yeah, and I think he gained more fans by doing.
Bro,
that.
he gained me as a fan, bro.
That last album, that whole album is fire, bro. That's one of the albums I could just on replay. Actually, I have a cool little story. Last summer I was in a resort, and they, in resorts they have the little speakers, they have the little whack ass music. So people usually have their little music right on the side of the pool.
Yes, sir.
Well, I had Bad Bunny, right, and the pool predominantly is people of color, and there's like a little white corner. Well, soon enough, I could tell that the white people wasn't feeling Bad Bunny music, and they get the security's attention. Security walks over and says, "Hey, the policy is that you can't have your own music. That's why we provide music for you." Yeah. Now I'm like, well, everybody's jamming to it, and he's like, "Sorry, gotta turn it off." I'm like, all right, cool. I've been to other resorts where they do this, so I was like, I did see other people with speakers earlier, and he's like, "Nah, you gotta turn it off." All right, cool. I turn it off. The people that were vibing to it were like, "Oh, come on, man, we like that music." So I'm thinking I'm gonna be political. I'm like, "Hey, I have a anonymous, majority of vote that want the music back on," and he's like, "Nah, policy, right?" But he kept looking at the white people like, "Good job, right?" Like, I'm like, all right. So I tell the people, I'm like, "Yo, if I go speak in behalf of everybody, if you give me the power to go speak in behalf of you and go to the front desk to request that we play our music, are y'all cool with that?" They're like, "Hell yeah, go for it." So I go to the front desk. The front desk happens to be the clerk. She's a Latina, and I tell her, "Hey, I got majority of vote on the pool that they want the music we were playing, but I understand your security is following policy. I'm not against him. He's doing his job." And she's like, "You know what? We'll turn off our music. Go ahead and play your music." In front of the security, bro. I had the music at like a level 60. When I came back, it was 100. Bad Bunny nonstop.
Majority rule.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing about democracy and learning how to.
You just kept pushing. You kept going. If you would have stopped.
I don't bend the knee real quick.
Because I personally hate when motherfuckers play their music out loud. And it's usually my people. It's usually and I love hip hop and everything, but I'm like, not everyone.
Black people were vibing to it. There was like,
I'm sure they were. And I vibe to some of the music too. I'm just saying.
Vibing to it.
I don't care if it's polka. I don't care if it's hip hop. I'm just like, dude.
By the way, but here's a good topic. I wouldn't say a lot. There's a split in the black community. If Bad Bunny is whitewashing Puerto Rican music, because Puerto Rican music is a combination of Taino indigenous people,
right,
of Spanish people and black people, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it's
and
called.
You say black people. That's the argument.
There's a split that is he whitewashing black people music?
Afro-Latino.
Yeah. Is he even considered Afro Latino because he's very white presenting? Right. So how do you feel about it?
I feel that the music is always going to be, that. So I don't think he's whitewashing. He can't whitewash the music, just the bass, the beat, the drums. I mean, there's really no way to.
He
whitewash
got too much rhythm to be whitewashing anything.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
much rhythm, bro.
I've never heard a black person say that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's online.
That's really interesting. Really, yeah.
There's a little bit of that, but
that's interesting.
But he got some OG black producers that gave him major props after the Super Bowl.
Dude, music is music, and music is
you
beautiful.
You gotta feel it.
And once again, I didn't understand 99% of the shit I played, but the
storyline
that was said, but it was the storyline, it was the beautiful women, and music talks to you, dog. It doesn't matter what it's saying. So to me,
it was the storyline, bro. It was the storyline.
Yeah,
the music, beautiful. Bro. Like you ain't gonna catch me bumping no Bad Bunny, not ever, bro.
Not in the ride.
But I am a fan of him as an individual from this point on, and the adversity that he took, and the way he went into battle with it. You know what I mean? The way he went into battle. You see dudes get backed into a corner, and now it's how they react.
Yeah.
He reacted like a fucking gangster. He reacted. He kept it G. He stuck to the roots. He knew better not to come in with a dress. You know what I mean? And he represented the Puerto Rican culture, Latinos, Latinas, very, very respectable, bro. Yeah. Very good, man. And he gave a lot of fucking love to Latinos. Like, so there was a lady that he went in and got like a shot from. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, she's actually one of the one of the oldest like bar owners or club owners in New York, bro. You know, she's like an icon out there. They celebrate her in New York. The Puerto Ricans do, And so he really gave flowers. He really shined light on the people, minus the Lady Gaga performance, like the homie pointed out. He really gave love to not only the Puerto Ricans, but to Mexicans too, man. You know, to all Latino cultures. You know, you gotta love it. You gotta respect it. And at the end, not only did they have the big sign right there, you know what I mean, in the stadium, but at the end, he showed the football, bro. And what did the football say? The football said, "America is all of us," or something on the lines of that. Casey,
he says, "Seguimos aquí," meaning we're still here and we're gonna continue being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the more you dig into each person that was up there, they all have a story, bro. There's this one. There's a little clip, real quick, when the violins are playing. Yeah. One of that violin players, she's Asian. She was orphanage as a little baby in China. She then gets adopted by some couple in Alaska. They grew up in like the rural area, no internet, no nothing, bro, like poor as fuck. She plays the violin as a little girl. She picks up the violin. She never stops. She now lives in San Francisco, her dream apartment. Like I read her whole story, and she got to perform at the Super Bowl.
The NFL Super Bowl halftime show is the greatest stage, and from here on out, to me, it's the most respectable stage in regards to giving everybody their light, their shine. In recent times, we finally had when Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and all them brothers came out and they did their thing. That's one of my favorite ones. I mean, I'm a big fan of Shakira too. Shakira, they came out and she showed love to the Colombian. She's Colombian, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like, bro, and she's a beautiful thing to watch too. You
on
know
the
what I mean?
Dre one, I feel like they dropped the ball. They should have had the game, regardless of whatever shit happened in the past. The game would have been dope.
You know, it would have been great. Maybe replace, someone with the game.
It would have been a great opportunity to make that piece.
Plus, you're from Compton, so you're gonna feel that, of course.
I think it's hard because
I grew up next block to the game, so
I think the game is just like he's a big bully within those circles, bro. So it's just like they had a lot of fucking like fuck him in the juice or something. You know what I mean? Instead of gin and juice, it was fuck the game juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they didn't show him love, and I heard that the game, and you know what I mean, he's very vocal on everything, right?
Yeah.
You know, but that's one of my favorite Super Bowls. But we can go on and on. So what I did last night is I just went through all the old Super Bowls. You know, I went through all, like, I'm an undercover Lady Gaga fan, bro.
Okay, no
straight up.
I see that coming.
No, straight up, bro. I think she's a great artist, and she sings it, bro. She ain't got no backup vocals. She's like a real artist, you know. And then my girls love her too. That might be a little bit too. And then she did the movie with Bradley Cooper that my girls love too, and we've watched it a bunch of times. Anyways, bro, I think she's a great artist. So when she did her own Super Bowl, she did a great show. She's a magnificent performer. I think she's of Armenian descent. You know what I mean? So shout out to all my...
She's Italian and German.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck me, bro. Anyway, shout out to the Apes. You know what I mean?
She gotta learn how to dance though. She tried to play it off, but I caught it. She was off rhythm.
She has a voice, a godly...
Her voice is dope, but her dancing, when she was dancing up on stage...
Yeah.
She was
Pay
trying,
attention.
huh?
She was off. She was off.
Hey, do you guys know where the Super Bowl halftime show actually came from, where it originated?
No.
Where?
So it was actually from In Living Color. Back in the day, they put on their own halftime show. They were promoting it. We're going to do our own thing during the Super Bowl halftime show. Because up until this point, Super Bowl halftime shows were boring. It was fucking bands going out there doing boring shit, playing instruments, and people were tuning out, actually. People were actually tuning out. So In Living Color had this great idea to do a halftime Super Bowl thing. So they ended up doing a lot of football football skits and things like that. They ended up getting like 25 million, some crazy number. Next year, Michael Jackson, and it's been a person every single year.
Bro, Super Bowl performances, if you go back like to the Michael Jackson, I mean, you can keep on going and going, and they're absolutely amazing performances. But I think they did a whatchamacallit, where they ran all the numbers, and obviously Bad Bunny's number one just because of all the backlash he was getting in the climate that we live in regards to social media. So obviously he can pull more numbers than everybody else. It's almost not even fair in a sense, you know what I mean, because the times we're living in with social media. So obviously he's going to do more numbers than a Michael Jackson. He's going to do more numbers than a Prince.
The population went up too.
Yeah, that too, bro. You know what I mean? But so of course he's gonna be up. But the way he did it, and there's a lot of people saying, well, I wasn't really a fan of the music. You don't have to be a fan of the music. Like he even said, the storyline was super important. The Bushes were hired people. You know what I mean? Those weren't fucking props. They're hired people. He gave so many fucking jobs to people for that performance. And then once again, yes, he doesn't get they don't get paid for that. But they said this dude's fucking streams went up like 500%. You know what I mean? Like a ridiculous amount, bro.
They profit. They still profit.
Oh, they profit huge.
It's a huge benefit because they're getting free advertisement. Everyone's tuned in. Even that little glimpse of the Villa's Tacos. Now everybody knows what Villa's Tacos is. And they're going to check into Villa's Tacos.
And Villa's Tacos was kind of like, and I'm not trying to take any discredit from what the brothers have been doing because they're out of my neighborhood, Highland Park. They're Highland Park natives. So salute to Villa's Tacos. And bros reached out to me to do a food review there, like I don't know, a while back, and I'm gonna get it done too. Not just because it's just been on my list, but anyways, they kind of got a lottery ticket because there's a lot of establishments within the city that could have been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Villa's Tacos, you know what I mean? They're kind of a little more in the limelight. They get a lot on the news. You know what I mean? They have the connections within the industry.
They know how to pull the strings.
Yeah, they have the connection in the industry. And so one of the dudes that was lining up these people, Bad Bunny said, hey, I want a real fucking street taquero from Los Angeles. And the dude they happened to hiring these people from were people that fuck with Villa Tacos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just perfect.
Yeah, so it was just like, bop, we got you the perfect people.
His tacos are fire though.
Are they fire?
They're really fire.
I've never been.
Those tacos are so good. He does like just one taco and he does it so great. I mean, he's won #1 taco for years, bro.
You
know what I mean? And obviously they're good at social media. Like their taco is so presentable because you don't see it blue corn with the crusted cheese and then like the way they do the guac and stuff. It's great. It's great.
We gotta do it. We gotta do like a group food review for Villa's Tacos.
Let's do it, baby.
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Let's take a quick break right now, and then we're gonna dive into some of these Epstein files.
Yeah,
bro,
let's do it,
that I
baby.
wanted to
Some
hear.
crazy
Yeah,
shit.
let's
No Diddy, all Epstein.
Yeah, no
Crazy
Diddy, bro.
shit.
I mean, we move on from one to the other. You know what I mean? And no fucking Trump. We know we're not gonna move on from this. You know what I mean? We're gonna hold you people. I said in the beginning. I said, hey, Trump campaigned to release the Epstein files, and I had so many people say, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Bro,
Oh yeah, he did.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did,
he
bro.
did.
There were so many people, and then I want to talk about like the brothers from Lexit. One of the particular brother from Lexit, you know what I mean? And I fuck with those brothers, but we can always agree to disagree, and we're not always gonna be on the same time. But just like, damn, bro, I get it, bro. What team you play for? You know what I mean? I get it, but there's got to be a point in time where you got to be just like, all right, dog, the shit is fishy. Like Joe Rogan is pulled back. You know what I mean? But he's still, I think he's a little compromised too because he has direct phone line to Trump where they still talk.
And Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon, bro. Anyways, a lot of people are pulling back their support of this president because, you know, a lot of people got the wool pulled over their eyes in regards to what he campaigned for and what is actually happening with some of these very serious topics. And, you know, but anyways, Casey, let's pay some bills and we're going to be right back with these gentlemen right here.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
All right. Here we go, guys. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me just send this real quick. Hold on. Let me send this on WhatsApp real quick.
It's like a whole different world with these off.
All right, guys. Here we go. All right, Shockaware. It's more than streetwear. It's a culture of lifestyle individuality through self-expression through clothes, all right? Why don't you go to shockaware.com and use code HoodStocks15. Shockaware.com, use code HoodStocks15. It's that simple. Hey, you're looking for some good quality cannabis? I mean, killer quality cannabis. Hit the folks at Killakushcali. They specialize in bringing you the OG to exotic. And let me tell you, they got it all, baby. So hit them up at Killakushcali at gmail.com. Or you can hit them at Drip Fits Apparel in the city of Whittier. And the address is 13800 Leffingwell Road, Whittier, California, all right? And if none of that works, you can hit them up on Instagram. I believe it's Killakush.Los Angeles, all right? Killakush.Los Angeles. Hey, you're fat. You need to lose weight.
Killakush.official.
Oh, Killakush.official. Killakush.official. Man, they're always changing it, but I get it, though, because they probably get, like, hit with, you know, Instagram policies. But anyways, hey, you're fat. You need to lose weight. Ozempic Vic, 714-269-1900. Ozempic Vince, 714-269-1900. All right, we're calling all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin bakery and restaurant equipment, all right? Top quality ovens, mixers at more at unbeatable prices. Perfect for your next culinary creation, all right? So visit Origin today at 10441 Russ Street in the city of South El Monte, okay? Or check them out online, Origin Bakery Equipment. Or you could call them 626-579-3580. That's Origin Bakery equipment. Okay, all right, check this out. Prime Equity Mortgage, right? It's pretty much official. We're in a buyer's housing market. Home values are softer this year compared to last, and that shift presents opportunity. All right. So if you own a home and considering consolidating debt to become debt free, now may be the time to act while your home value remains strong. Okay, a lower appraised value down the line could limit how much you could borrow. Okay, so if you're looking to buy, get yourself ready and get pre-approved. So when the right deal comes along, you can move quickly, and it's free. It only takes 5 minutes of your time. Who are you calling? You're calling Andrew Quezada and his team at Prime Equity Mortgage. All right, they have access to over 50 plus banks, dude. Ballin'. They have license and have helped hundreds of families in the past 15 years. It's actually thousands, all right? So give them a call to see how they could help you. That's 626-825-6565, 626-825-6565. You can also find them on Instagram at andrewquezada.homeloans, okay? Check this out. V Premier Tax and Legal Services. It's tax time. Serving the Inland Empire and offering fully remote filing from anywhere in the United States. If you're tired of TurboTax missing those deductions, switch to the pros. They guarantee a bigger refund and a smoother process, all right? They also specialize in small business returns, helping you legitimize your business while keeping your tax bill as legally low as possible. We got you guys, all right? So hit them up at 909-536-1570 or at VEE Premier on Instagram. That's VEE Premier on Instagram, all right? And of course, criminal defense attorney Doug Sherrod, right? King Kong lawyer of the courtroom. That's KingKongLawyer.com. Criminal defense attorney Doug Sherrod, KingKongLawyer.com. And shout out to art_Los Angeles, one of the best tattoo artists in the Southland, right? That's art_Los Angeles. And of course, you could get all your Hoodstocks merch at www.50racks.com.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Shout out to homegirl Loca. Loca's in the chat right now. Loca. Yeah, Loca will be with us Thursday. Droops will be with us Sunday.
Shout out Droops.
You know what I mean? I got the squad. Droops has been working a lot, and so sometimes it's hard to get him on like a Monday night. Shout out to the boy Droops.
Yeah.
Shout out to homegirl
Droops.
Loca.
What up, girl?
Once again, Loca will be here Thursday night with our guest. Droops will be here Sunday evening with our guest. You know what I mean? We got a heavy rotation right here of co-host, and we got tonight we got the boy right here, Dusty, man.
What up, baby?
Another co-host on the payroll, the Hoodstocks payroll.
Yes, sir, baby.
You know, and the only way to just to keep us rolling right here, guys, and to support us is 100% just, you don't even gotta do a super chat or nothing like that. I'm not gonna ask you for money, but I will ask you to just hit that like, bro, and share the podcast with a friend, bro.
Yep.
That's the best way you can support us. May 25th of this year, we are hitting 7 years of Hoodstocks, man. 7 years of Hoodstocks. That's May 25th, so we really gotta have some type of
something.
We gotta have something, man.
Lucky number 7.
We gotta have something. Maybe we're gonna do a live podcast in a club, a venue, and bring out all the hitters. You know what I mean? Bring out all the fellas. You know what I mean? Heron would be obviously one of them too. You know what I mean? Because he's just he's one of our great indigenous political analysts right here at Hoodstocks, and I love having the brother on. And shout out to the homie Heron right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, we got to do something for May 25th, 7 years of Hoodstocks. It has been one hell of a ride. My girl told me the other day, man, she goes, she gets mad sometimes. Not necessarily mad, but my work ethic is ridiculous, bro. My work ethic is nonstop. It's all the time trying to push this platform forward. You know what I mean? I work on this nonstop. And if you have a dream, any dream, it can be a podcast, it can be anything, you know, outside of your regular job, because you should have a regular job to support the dream. But you got to be relentless, man. I'm a relentless motherfucker. I was a relentless motherfucker on the streets. I was a dog on the streets, you know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? That dog in you, they're going to survive no matter what, any means necessary. And that's how I do with the podcast. You know, you see me on my highs, you see my lows. I don't know where I'm at right now, you know what I mean? I might be a little medium, high, low. I don't know what the fuck, bro. But I'm still moving forward. We are still moving forward. As a platform, Hoodstocks representing the streets, you know what I mean? And
fully independent too.
Fully independent, yeah, fully independent, brother, you know what I mean? And honestly, I've said this since the beginning, and I'll say this now, we are nothing without you guys, you know? And I'll apologize again for getting a little diving into them politics since the beginning. I've always stood neutral, and now I'm not even neutral, bro. I always like to tell I'm in the middle. I'm not even in the middle no more, bro. I'm off that motherfucking shit, dog. I don't want to fucking say, oh, they're good on this side and they're good on that side. I agree with this. I don't agree. Not fucking period, bro. You know what I mean? We won't keep it. We're gonna keep it just the way we feel, you know. We gonna do what we do, and that's it.
You're closer to my side now, on the radical side. Fuck them both.
There's radicals on both sides.
100% radical, bro. And I don't even think it's radical. I just think it's common sense, and it's just it's really the right way to be, you know. And no pun intended. I'm not saying right. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it's really just it's common sense.
Normal.
You know, like and back to the brothers that stand so hard on the right. You know, like, come on now. You got to hold motherfuckers accountable. Hold me accountable. You hold me accountable.
You were talking about Brexit, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general.
In general.
I don't want to just pin the tail on them.
In other words, you can't dick right so hard where you're gonna act blind to your own principles, because the right side, they stand strong on the whole, like, we are not gonna forgive Epstein files. We're not gonna forgive anybody on it. It sounds like, as long as they're Democrats, because not that you're finding out a lot of your boys are on it, you're acting stupid, you're acting blind, you're acting deaf. Like, what's going on?
I think both sides do that.
I'm so glad bro didn't wear a dress, you know what I mean? Because it was just going to be stamped confirmations. The shit is signed, bop, mail it out, you know what I mean? I'm so glad bro did what he did and he represented his culture good. But they still found two dudes that were grinding on each other. And it's like this, bro, check it out. You can go back to fucking all these, when you got dancers, bro, a lot of these guys that are dancers, women, they probably like bisexual, they gay. I mean, they're artists. There is a lot of people in the industry that probably swing both ways, and some dudes look feminine, you know what I mean? And they are feminine, you know, but they're artists. And they're gonna do what they're gonna do. But let's just not look at this performance. I went back and I looked at all the performances, and there's always gay dudes that are dancers, and they're basically doing the same body movement, you know.
And if those, I didn't see that, but if those two dudes are gay, so what? Let them be who they are, you know. My thing is, be who you are. The thing I didn't support Bad Bunny wearing a dress is because that's not who you are. You're not part of that community. It's like saying, I support this community, I'm gonna cosplay with them. It's like a white person dressing Mexican just to support Mexicans. Like, nah, you're not that. Like, be you and support that community being who you are.
This is what people do, bro. I'll use this. Let me make up this kind of analogy, or this create a scenario for you guys. I invite you guys to my house, and I'm really proud about this garden that I planted in my backyard. You know what I mean? And I'm showing you guys all the beautiful flowers, the roses. Hey, I got some vegetables too, right? You know what I mean? I got all kinds of stuff, man. I really worked hard at this. But one motherfucker points out that there's a weed in my garden, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's basically what they doing. Like, bro, the motherfuckers are always gonna find something.
It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yeah, you got a weed. Fuck all the beautiful shit. There's a weed in this garden.
Yeah, I didn't even catch the two dudes doing it until after, and it was a split second.
But you know who caught it.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Then the right automatically. That's the main thing they focused on.
Dancers are dancers.
That's the main thing they focused on, which is
if
weird.
you look at what dancers got to go through just to become a dancer, even if they're straight, they do a lot of ballerina shit.
Of course.
What that's the art. That's
I was in
the
theater,
art.
dog. I had to.
You were in theater?
I was in theater.
For some reason, Uncle Tom,
Goddamn. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this, because I know the Uncle Tom.
I was a thespian.
What is a thespian?
An actor.
An actor.
Let me ask you this: as a black person, what do you think is more offensive or not more offensive? What's more of a traitor, Uncle Tom, or as we know Uncle Ruckus?
You know, and well, for anyone who doesn't know, Uncle Tom was there to save the slaves. Yeah, the Uncle Ruckus is the one. Of course,
homie actually put me up on game on
most
that.
people don't know. They hear. Basically, black people have been saying it wrong the whole time.
Yes.
You're an Uncle Tom, you're an Uncle Tom. If they actually picked up a book, which a lot of niggas don't like to do, you would actually know that Uncle Tom was a hero and he freed all you motherfuckers. The other one is the one. The
so how did
Sambo
that
is
happen?
the
Talk
one.
about it. Do you know?
It was called Uncle Tom because of the book Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Okay.
So there's an old book from the 1800s or something like that, Uncle Tom's Cabin. It was about slavery, and Uncle Tom, they just used that because that was the name of the book. They never actually opened the book and realized that Sambo is the real person.
Yeah, so
that you should be
a black homie told me about it, and since then I only use the Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 'cause that's it's straight up telling you what it is.
Yeah, I didn't watch that show. It was the Boondocks, right?
Yeah, Boondocks.
Yeah, I never watched it. I've obviously seen references and shit like that, but I've never actually watched it. So
which inspired the character that Samuel L. Jackson played in the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Django.
Oh, did it? Okay, yeah.
It inspired that character.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
actually.
looks
That
like
makes a lot
him,
of
sounds
sense.
like him.
Makes a lot of sense.
The house nigga?
But yeah, I come from a long line of house niggas, by the way.
You know.
You go ahead, Lucky. Go ahead.
No. I mean, shout out to all you
the house
line of
niggas.
house.
And
I feel like we living in California, bro. That we've been really hard on like gays and lesbians because of just certain politics that have been pushed. You know, in a sense, bro. We've been. I think this platform has been hard on them. You know, and I want to apologize to gays and lesbians. It's not necessarily you. It's just agendas that I feel like have been pushed through the political system that is unfair to them, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It's really unfair, but they're people. They are people, bro. They're human beings, you know, and Sergio may not agree with this because he's, you know what I mean, in the Bible, they're kind of like, they're the devil, huh?
No,
gays and lesbians?
No.
well, what's your perspective on it?
Yeah, so we all sin, right? If you're gay, that's just another sin.
You do see that as a sin?
Absolutely, yeah.
Homeboys industry does, even though there's a lot of fucking Manfloras, there's lesbians there, bro. Homeboys industry doesn't like that, bro.
Really? I didn't know that.
I know a lot of brothers, you know what I mean, that are. Man, I don't want to put. This isn't a blanket statement on everybody,
right.
But I've talked to them and they're not cool with it.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, there's. So,
and my thing was like, what do you mean, bro? There's a lot of fucking lesbians, homegirls, like cholas, dudes. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this: I know you're not deep into the Mexican culture from Mexico.
Yeah,
but
I'm not.
Are you a fan of Juan Gabriel?
Put me up on him.
Juan Gabriel is one of the, if not the best Mexican artist, producer of all time. He's the guy that's, in every funeral, there's always that one song that every Mexican plays in every single funeral.
Okay.
He's the artist behind that.
Yeah.
So he's a great producer. He wrote all his music. He wrote for other great artists. It was obvious he was gay, right? It was like very obvious. So one time they interviewed him and they asked him, can you just say it publicly?
Yeah.
Can you let everybody know, are you gay? And he said, in Spanish, lo que se ve no se pregunta, which translates to, what you can see, you don't ask. He walked away like a G, bro. Yeah. But he's Mexico's biggest G. His funeral had the highest attendance of all time.
Yeah.
Like he's bigger than Chente. He's way bigger than Chente. If you're a real Mexican, you would know this. Chente would give him flowers. You know what I mean? So, in my point of view, he's kind of like Prince. I mean, hey, if that's who he is, that's who he is. As long as it's authentic to me. And what the problem I have with Hollywood and pushing this agenda is that a lot of the times it doesn't seem authentic. Like they're giving roles like to a straight dude to play this role. Like why? Like all your favorite actors. Robert De Niro dressed as a woman. Do you know that? He had a role. He was a pirate, and then he was a drag queen behind doors.
But isn't Robert De Niro's son?
I don't know. But what I'm saying is that even your most G, like Robert De Niro's a G with the Italian mafia movies, right? But yeah, he did that. Yeah. Why not just give the role to someone who is that? That's what I'm saying. You give opportunity and you give a job to someone who doesn't have to play that. They are that.
I don't like the whole fucking just like transitioning shit, bro. I just feel like it's horrible. It's not what you should do. I think I think people have diagnosed it as a serious mental illness thing.
I can't agree with that because anything could be mental illness, really. But
yeah, no,
is there chemical imbalance? Maybe.
Well, that's mental illness.
But so it's alcohol. Like if you're into alcohol,
it's all an illness.
Yeah, it's
to a certain extent.
Chemical
right?
imbalance. If you can't handle alcohol, if you're an alcoholic, that's a chemical imbalance in the brain.
Yeah.
So are we gonna put down people the same way?
I'm not trying to put them down. When they start thinking that they should play in women's sports is when I have a problem.
I have a problem with that.
When they're walking into
inequality. So to me, that's not really a gender problem. It's inequality. Because
but why are when there's a certain a demographic, and we don't even got to say demographic, we can say democratic, you know what I mean, that are pushing for equality for them to be able to go into a women's bathroom. So that's where I
have
come
an
with the
issue with that
pushback.
too. But my pushback, I would put it under inequality, because if you have a person who was born a guy, obviously we have bigger frame, we have more access to muscle just biologically, and then you have them compete against a woman who usually are born smaller frame, less muscle. It's inequality. Like, it's not a real match. Like, obviously one has the upper hand. So to me, I see it as an inequality. I don't agree with that. I think they should have a third, just like they have third restrooms, they should have a third sport.
That's always felt
and then
too.
just go there, just go there. And if you want to compete against each other, go for it.
And that's all I've ever felt, bro.
Yeah,
nothing against them. All right, fuck it. Don't call it nothing else. Call it something that you want to do. I call them the avatars. You know what I mean? But give the avatars their restroom. You know what I mean? Don't feel like all of a sudden, now that you have a dress on, or you are identifying with this, you know what I mean? Then you have rite of passage to be in the bathroom with my little girls.
I can see a problem with that.
Or you have rite of passage to play against them in women's sports, bro. And now I'm like, bro, where are we going? So that's how I felt in the beginning of the presidency and the Canada, everything that was going on. I was like, bro, that's what I was fighting against.
And for
that's
me,
what I was voting
You and
against.
a lot of Americans, man.
Yeah, that's what we were voting against, right? I mean,
for me, I would categorize that as creeps. So I'm concerned with creeps, regardless of what gender they are, because there's dudes that are looking at little boys when they're in the restroom too.
But it seemed like politics were normalizing creeps, you know, and that's where I took such a hard stance.
I could agree with that, because even Bernie Sanders agreed with that, and he's super progressive, and he agreed with that they were pushing this agenda.
They were normalizing it like it was cool. It's just where we're at.
Here's where I have a problem with the hypocrisy on the right. They were really strong on this topic, right? But not that you're finding out that 47 went and did a Monica Lewinsky on Bill Clinton. Where's the outrage? Not that you're finding out about Epstein files and all these underage children. Where's the outrage?
Great transition.
Yeah, great transition. Yeah. So let's transition to that. Let's talk about fucking Elon Musk telling Epstein in an email, well, when's the wildest party on that island? And if you're asking about the wildest party, then you know what's going on at these parties, bro. And then let's talk about Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife, about her old tweets that she retracted, bro. Like, she has been talking shit for a long time about some all that shit. Anyways, let's go on some Epstein files.
All I know, man, is I'm so glad I didn't get famous, because I'd have been all up in these fucking files, dog.
And then they said, bro, that a lot of scientists, a lot of rich people, bro, I mean, they were linking up with Epstein because he had the money, bro. And he was funding them.
Yeah.
You know, and they're gonna go where the money goes. They're gonna help this dude's willing to donate money to what we're doing.
Shit,
hey,
let's go.
And a lot of these cats were getting caught up.
Here's a one take. What's your take on Epstein might be walking around in Israel?
I think it's true. I think 100% true. I think
that
they said that was AI generated.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Well, I read some comments, and you can't believe obviously everything you read, but somebody said, no, I put that through Gronk, and they said that was an AI generated.
94% real picture.
Okay. Well, bro, I'll stand on this, and I'll say this right now, that dude is not dead, bro.
I don't think he is.
No, and I think he is in Israel,
Here's the
bro.
creepy part. The guy that they actually showed, right, in the autopsy or the dead body, they pulled up the picture of Hillary's brother who had just passed away like 2 months prior. Dude looks just like him.
He's alive, bro. He's 100% alive, bro.
And if anybody has the power to do that move, the Clintons for sure have that power.
If I can put my vehicle right now on a bet, I'd put my vehicle on it right now.
Yeah.
And if I lose this bet, I'm losing my vehicle. That's my only ride.
I think he was too powerful to die.
He was too powerful.
Bro.
They said they walked him out.
He had dirt on everybody, bro. On everyone.
And then
the
Celly never got charged. Like, bro, that's not Epstein. Are they saying that's Epstein?
Well, they're saying that
looks like Chevy Chase, dog.
That's Hillary's brother.
Yeah, Hillary's brother. Yeah. So look at now. Compare the picture where they have there's one that's side by side, like Hillary's brother, and then the picture of Epstein supposedly dead. It looks just like him, bro. Just sold up.
They're saying is look at his nose. Look at.
Bro, that middle one looks like motherfucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. For taking a nap on a plane ride.
Yeah, the nose. So what they do a lot is compare the nose. Like all of a sudden he had a bump. Like,
yeah.
That fool never had a bump.
Nope. That dude is alive and breathing, bro. He's doing his thing.
He had too much power.
Too much power, brother. Too much power, bro. He's the elite.
Now here's where it leads up to. Also, they're saying, and now I'm starting to buy into it. Maybe you do. Charlie Kirk may be walking around in Valhalla. There's a place called Valhalla. Are you familiar with this?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Well, they never showed nothing. But why would they do that to him though, bro? And then I'm so besides myself on all this, man. You just don't know what to believe.
I don't know what to believe anymore at
yeah,
all.
Like,
just,
he had a vein of steel. The bullet didn't go through his neck. You know what I mean? Like
that was
Like what the
that food
fuck?
died for sure, dog.
You think so? Here's what doesn't make sense.
Blood was gushing.
Did you
out
ever
of his
see
neck.
Erica Kirk really like feel the death, or was she
Well,
partying?
that's
She
I don't
became
know
a
what she does
rock
behind
star.
bars. Behind
Overnight, she
doors,
became
you know?
a rock star,
Well,
bro.
it seems like Israel killed Charlie Kirk, and she's one of their
Or
assets.
Candace Owens
replaced
has been
them.
breaking
Or
some shit
replaced
down.
them.
It seems like she was one of their assets.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all it seems like. They
It
had to
seemed
get
like
rid of
she
him.
was one of our
Yes.
assets.
Yeah, they had to get rid of him.
I feel that he did. I mean, I don't know, bro. That video was just so fucking gruesome, and it just like, damn, that was a hell of a Hollywood
Are you familiar
production.
with the?
If it was fake, bro.
There's no way, bro.
But
Even
I-
if that's
but-
fake, like holy shit, we live in a fucking like.
but the way,
different world.
just like Casey said, the way that she grieved, the way that they showed it, bro, the way that it all played out, and the way she's moved since, and I try to stay out that comment section because I really wanted to say some things how I felt, and a lot of people were, you know, as other people would see it as like just like bad judgment comments, just like distasteful, you know. But I read them all, and I agreed with them all. You know that this bitch is not the person
That we
she's.
think she
No,
is.
not that we think, because she didn't fool me. She
That they
didn't report-
presented.
Yeah.
That they
How many?
present-
That they presented.
That's
Yeah,
a better way to
exactly.
say
You
it,
know,
yeah.
I think she's. What did you say, Casey? She's
An asset.
She's an asset, bro. She is a part of that
maybe
system.
his handler in some sense.
Where her history goes deep. It goes back
Yeah.
to Trump.
Yeah, she was a model,
Yep.
Miss.
Connected with Epstein.
Yeah.
Connected with
Something
with their
like that.
fucking
Dude,
agency.
bro.
She was connected with Epstein?
Well, she was connected to an agency that was connected to Epstein. So
Bro, it's
Epstein
so deep,
was connected to like 95% of the agencies that would go and scout for models. So it's like almost impossible not to be. This is where they were trying to get Mandami. His mom
Bro,
had a connection,
talk
but
about
it's
that.
because she was a model. So
that's why. Okay.
yeah, because she was a model during that time, and it's almost like guaranteed somehow you're gonna be linked back to
and they
Epstein.
were saying Mandami was supposed to be a son
Yeah.
or so. I know that's been
Yeah,
kind of
that's just
debunked
the right
already,
just
but
throwing.
No, that's-
yeah, trying to throw some shit in there.
Yeah, just
but
trying to throw
that
him under.
potentially his mom could be associated with.
She was just a model. She was a model,
Okay.
and at that time, especially in those times, you were gonna be in some agency, and if you wanted to become famous, you want to be with the ones that are connected to Hollywood.
Obviously.
That's Epstein.
But to get to that level, bro, not all models get to that
Yeah,
level.
that's true.
You know what
To
I
be
mean?
mentioned-
Not
Yeah,
all
who knows
models
what
get
she
to
had to
that
do?
level,
I don't know.
bro.
I don't want
Come
to talk
on.
bad about
Like,
nobody's mother, but
I don't want to talk about her either,
don't know
bro.
what she had
But
to
I
do.
don't believe shit, bro. No more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if
And
they're gonna
we
show
remi-
me, if they're gonna show me a picture of his mom next to Epstein, I mean,
no,
who's
those,
this?
those are AI. Those are all
Okay.
AI. Those are all AI.
Okay, but there has
She
been
was
a
just-
a connection established.
Yes, she
though,
was
right?
connected to the agency that was connected to Epstein. But again, every agency was. That's
Okay,
the thing.
so those pictures weren't real.
No,
How do we
those are
know they're
AI.
not real? But we know that Epstein and Israel are real.
Because they're running them through the ones that verify they're real or not.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
go
the
back
AI
right away,
and shit?
ChatGPT and all
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
there's
how
a-
do we know?
there's a
How do
footprint on
we
every
not know
picture.
that those systems aren't compromised, bro? You know what I
I've
mean?
always thought
and
that
they're
too.
not
I'm
ran
starting
by
to think
Israel as
ChatGPT
well.
is
They're not
compromised.
Zionists. They're not ran by the government.
Starting
That's
to
true.
think
Oh, by the way,
ChatGPT is
I don't know if you guys know
compromised.
this, but do you know the way that they got to Maduro? Do you know how it was so quick and so fast? So it was
The-
it was
Go ahead.
UFOs.
how they picked them up from
Go for it.
Venezuela,
Tell us, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the technology they use is all Israel. So Israel, in the world globally, they run the top security software. They run everything. So anything that any operation takes place, there's some Israel software there. So every country, even if they're anti-Israel, they're already compromised. Just like the pagers that went off in I think Yemen or Lebanon, because they're compromised. Because Israel, what they did really smartly back in the days, as soon as technology was spreading everywhere, they put their fingerprints in everything that's technical. So they have a backdoor to everything. This is what Snowden was telling us about.
Oh shit.
And another thing, one of the they caught one of the generals. He actually gave them access. One of the generals, he's going through trials now.
So let's read the Epstein files, but let's just say this real quick as we pivot a little bit. Everything, all these conspiracy theories, once again, I'm going to repeat this,
Allegedly.
that have been talked about, that have been spoke about on YouTube videos, so on and so forth, are now matching up with the information that's coming out on the Epstein files. And so now we got a problem.
Yep.
Now we got a serious problem.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Well,
What
there's
do
a
you-
few stories that I found, me and Lucky found interesting, but I would love to know your thoughts specifically, gentlemen. Was Bill Gates planning a pandemic simulation with
Absolutely.
Jeffrey Epstein in 2017? For anyone who's not familiar, online researchers claim a profit network was built years before the COVID outbreak. Yet, while some financial links are factual, there is no verified evidence proving any coordinated plot behind the pandemic itself. Here's how the claims start and what the facts actually show. Much of the viral discussion centers on pandemic bonds issued by the World Bank in June 2017. These bonds raised about $320 million from private investors and were designed to provide rapid funding if a major disease outbreak occurred. The bonds included coronavirus among several other illnesses. This means payouts were activated automatically once measurable conditions were met. What do you think, my man?
Bill Gates is on records talking about population control from the very beginning.
Fuck Bill Gates.
He's been talking about population control from the very beginning. Every elite that once they reach a certain height of money and power, all of a sudden population control is a thing. My theory, my logic on it is because, again, the most violent people in the world come from one small continent, Europe. And if they want to control the world, what's one of the things they got to control? Population. Because they're the smallest group compared to everyone else. So if they can control government, religion, population, they stay in control.
Europeans are the biggest gangsters.
They are.
Basically.
Historically. They're the only ones going into other people's lands, other people's ways of living, and just fucking, destroying.
They've been doing this shit forever, bro.
Forever.
They've been doing this shit
Centuries.
forever.
Well, that's how
like
America-
when Europeans came, went to Mexico, conquered the Aztecs. I mean, bro, Rome had fallen. They had been through some. Bro, the Europeans been
The
through
Dark
some
Ages.
shit already. They
Yeah.
called the Americas the New World, bro. They called it the New World because this shit
We
was
fucked this
untouched
shit up
over
over
here.
here, yeah.
These
Now
dudes
we
were
gotta go.
barely.
It was so pure. That's
it
why
was
it
so
was
pure.
pure.
It was untouched, bro. You know what I mean? These dudes.
It was unfucked.
They didn't have no horses. They didn't have no cows. They didn't know what a wheel was, bro.
By the way, fun fact, the horse is actually native to Northern America. It crossed over during the Ice Age. So they just returned the horse. The horse was already here. It just had left on its own. It migrated during the Ice Age. So that's why the Apache were so good with it right away. They connected with it. To this day, they're the baddest motherfuckers on a horse.
Oh yeah,
They could go under the horse as it's riding full speed, shoot an arrow accurately. 98%, I think, accurately.
Okay.
To this day, bro. No saddle, no fucking nothing. Just bare skin.
Damn. Oof.
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. Yeah, I don't know, but it does make a lot of sense to control, the population, dog. I mean, that's how you, like you said, that's how you control the money. That's how you control everything, is by that.
And if you control population, one of the ways to do it is, again, control government, control religion, control economics. That's why capitalism, when people say, oh, you want to be a communist and you want to be a socialist, and what have they done? They failed. They look at Venezuela, look at Cuba. Yeah, but what's making them fail? It's the economic burden put on them by the biggest capitalists, the United States. It's the embargoes and it's the sanctions. You take away those two things, take away all embargoes, take away all sanctions, you'll see how beautiful they'll be after that.
Yeah. There was another one too that.
So when people were celebrating Maduro being captured, bro, what were they celebrating then?
So there's, and I watched that clip of the guy that was here and he was breaking down. I get his sentiments. I can relate to his struggle as far as like wanting to do better in life and wanting to have those opportunities. You cannot blame a government who wants to fight the big powers that be and push back. And yes, you're gonna suffer. It's like anywhere else. You could take it anywhere else. If you're the small dealer in the hood, and there's somebody that controls the whole block, the whole neighborhood, and they just got that on lockdown. You're just starting off, and then they fucking tell every buyer, hey, if you buy from this fool, I'm gonna fucking, get to you.
So are you free Maduro?
I'm free people's choice, and the people in Venezuela, majority, they want him back.
Do they really?
Ooh,
They do.
I've seen.
They do. They censor
Yeah,
that.
according
They
to
censor
who?
that. No,
Oh.
if you got to go to their media.
Yeah.
You don't go to U.S. Obviously, U.S. is going to give you the media that they want you to
100%,
consume.
100%,
Yeah.
Go to their media. Their media, the people went, you know what happened the day after? everybody hit the streets. They were saying, we want Maduro back. We want
So
our
when they're telling us they're celebrating on this side, that's not what was
They
going on
even
there.
used the images of the people who hit the streets who wanted Maduro back, and they edit them saying they're celebrating. They were not celebrating. They edit the posters that said, bring him back. Yankees go home.
But that was put on the left and the right news media.
Because capitalism controls. Capitalism. So it doesn't matter if you're left
the
or
American
right.
ship.
Yeah, it's about imperialism. This is where you have to understand like the difference between like just a regular empire and then an imperialistic empire that thrives on capitalism. Anything that is a threat to capitalism, both sides are now best friends. You got to understand that. Yeah, that's where I have always criticized Bernie. I'm a big Bernie supporter, but I have always criticized his point of view on Cuba, Venezuela, him going soft as fuck on Israel.
Well, going back to what we were talking about off camera, the APAC thing.
That's where the brother
I
can
would
really
love
go
to
deep in.
know you guys' thoughts on that.
Fuck
'cause-
APAC.
Yeah.
He said fuck APAC.
Well, I mean, really, it's just their total control of the American.
Well, first, for people that don't know, what is APAC?
yeah, thank you.
Okay. I think I got this wrong, but you said it's a super PAC, correct?
Yes, that is the super PAC.
Yeah, so basically it's a lobbying foundation where there's really no limit to how much the Israel lobby can give our politicians, and they don't have to do it under the FARA Act, so there's not really analysis of conflict of interest. It's kind of just, hey, give them money for what you believe. But they're the only foreign government or foreign entity that is not under the FARA Act that's able to do that. So
Meaning it's not identified as a foreign agency, but
Yeah.
it is.
It is, exactly. And so that's weird. Why is that the only country that has that type of power? Why are U.S. politicians both have citizenship here in America and their legal citizenship in Israel? That's not how the people who control America should work.
Plus, they protect all the pedophiles that go there.
All the pedophiles.
They're protected.
Yeah, I mean it's Tel Aviv. It's the gayest city in the world, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so. And that's supposed to be God's chosen people. It's everything's inverted. This world
Is it super
super gay.
Super gay?
Super gay.
Casey,
Well,
can you
my
look that
concern
up?
is that they're pedophiles. That's the biggest concern.
And pedophiles. See, that's why I have an issue with gay people are going to be gay, fine, but that's the open door. It's like how you're in school and they're like, hey, when you start smoking weed, it's going to open you up to, some heroin. That's what I believe gay people are playing with, right? Because it goes back to God. God doesn't make mistakes. If he gave you a dick and he made you a man, that's what you are, plain and simple. Accept it, that's it. If you're a woman, you're a woman. That's it. There's no other thought about it. Plain and simple.
Are you familiar with the terminology social construct?
Sure.
So you don't think that a lot of those roles are just social constructs?
Not at all, because God is a God of structure, right? He doesn't just say, hey, run it. Nah, he says, hey, this is how it's supposed to go. I'm on top, the man's on bottom, the woman follows, and the children under that follow. That is the family unit, and that's what makes countries strong.
Let me give you a scenario.
Sure.
Hypothetically, you're back in war. You're a Marine again.
Okay.
The brother next to you to the right, he's gay. He's open about it. He's told you about it, but he has saved your life. The guy to the left, he's a pedophile. He has also saved your life. Who are you taking out?
Wait, what? Why would I take them out? They're my boys.
Even the pedophile?
Sure, fuck it. I mean, if he's fighting for me and shooting rounds,
You wouldn't take him out?
if he's there in that moment, he's on my team. Like, first off, how am I supposed to know? If I knew he was a pedophile beforehand, that would have been an issue.
No, I'm saying they're both open. I'm
That's
giving you the
a
scenario. They're both
tough one,
open.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, I
They're on
mean-
your side. They
Good
got
luck.
the
I'd be like, I kill myself. Get me out of this world, God.
Damn, what the hell is going on?
Dick sucker on one side and there's a baby touch on the other side. I need to go. Next life.
Come back over here.
Next life. I'm
just
checking
saying.
out.
Well, I mean, I hear you, but that doesn't really make any sense to me, because if you're gonna join the
That's it. Yeah.
You threw me on that one too, bro. I was
Yeah,
trying. That was deep as fuck.
It wasn't deep, bro. It was just fucked
just
up, bro.
weird as shit.
It was really
Yeah.
fucked up, bro. There was no
I'm
win
taking out the
scenario on that,
pedophile.
bro.
No questions asked.
no, I hear you, but the thing is,
And just tell the gay food, don't make no moves. I mean, we're good.
I know that. No,
But he's like, it's cold outside and we only got one sleeping bag.
I'm good. I'll survive.
hey, well, No, hey, you gotta jump in the sleeping bag. That's how it works. You know,
Yeah.
that's what happens. But yeah, pedophilia and pedophiles, those cowards, they would never join infantry. They would never fight for their country. So I never had to worry about.
You don't
that.
think there's generals in there that got that
100%.
Well,
never saw a day in
We
war,
just
but
don't
they're
know,
generals.
yeah.
well, yeah. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Maybe they got
Yeah.
co-opted, and technically they are one.
They're not going to be the guys on the ground kicking in doors
Yeah,
fighting.
my
That's
point,
it,
yes,
yeah,
my
yeah.
point.
Someone said stupid question. Stupid ass scenario. It was actually good,
Well,
bro.
here's why it's
'cause
good.
It really fucked him up.
Here's-
You know what I mean?
and I think it's Ernesto. I'll come back to the name, but there's a young brother I fought for in the streets of protesting for his life because he's a brown guy who I met his family. He had 2 weeks left. He was gonna come home. The boys told him, "Hey, we're gonna go party in the woods. Come with us." They're all white. Boy never comes back. The family didn't get no word from the military. Just nothing. No response. Nothing. The family had to do some investigation. He's now missing. They don't know what happened to him. They find him in the woods, all cut up. And it turns out that it was 9 white boys that were fighting right next to him, but they didn't like his skin color. So there's a lot of scenarios where, as I'm sure you've heard, there's gonna be brothers who are claiming to be brothers on the same side, but as soon as they get the opportunity, they're gonna take you out too.
Yeah.
I met one. I was a late night. I was at the Cornman in downtown LA, and I don't know. I had a Vanessa Guillen poster that had just marched for her and done a protest for her too, and he happened to see it and he asked me questions. He was asking a lot of questions. I'm like, bro, why are you so like you're asking 1,000 questions, you know? And he's like, the reason is because he's like, you can't. I don't know his name, so I won't even be able to put him out there. He just said, don't never say my name. He was an active duty member. He was raped in the military, and he said it happens more often than what you would think.
Makes sense.
And we have no one to turn to. So I'm glad that you're fighting for her. I'm so thankful that you're fighting for her. And I'm like, bro, you need to talk to someone. And he's like, I can't. My career will end. I'll get no pension. I'll get nothing. So everything I've done for nothing. And he had tears in his eyes. Like, it was real, bro. I'll never forget his face. But so I know there's that scenario where, like, yeah, you're on the same side. You're fighting for the same flag. You're fighting for the same country. But as soon as they get a chance, they want to take you out.
Hey, Sergio, let me ask you, did fighting for our country change your perception on America in any way? Positive, negative?
Yeah, absolutely. You
Sexually?
know, yeah, before I went in, I was all gung-ho. I was all ready to, take everything out. I wanted to actually, I joined to kill. I grew up watching, like a bunch of World War II movies. And then what boy doesn't want to do that? Pick up a rifle, go and, just go kill a bunch of people.
You're just hanging out with the homies, shooting
That's
guns,
it,
drinking
you know?
beer.
I mean,
camping.
if I can do a do-over in my life, bro, I would have chose that life.
I respect
Instead
it,
of the street life, the gang life, I would have 100% been in the trenches with, fighting, bro. Just because, like you said, what young boy wouldn't want to do that? Like young alpha.
Yeah.
We had the
A
little
lot
soldiers
of
when we were kids,
testosterone
right?
growing up, bro.
Yeah.
Like
We're
just-
tribal. It's in our
bro,
DNA.
like,
We're tribal.
Bro, I wish even knowing that the system is 100% corrupt, right? I think we can all agree that to this day and age, bro, the system is horribly corrupt. I mean, what's the Grove thing, bro? What is that Grove? Something Grove?
Oh,
Bohemian
Grove.
Bohemian Grove.
Is that what
and
Alex Jones completely sold out now. He's sold out.
Yeah,
he's
he
compromised
has, bro.
now, bro.
He
Of course
has.
he is.
Sold out.
Bro, instead of fucking doubling
has.
down and said, I told
Yeah.
you, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I was
haven't heard
right.
shit
I was the
from him.
first one to fucking bring it to light.
He's 100% compromised, but maybe he's not drunk no more, bro. He's healthy, you know? If you really think about it, and maybe he sees different value in his life.
He's looking
now.
at that money.
Yeah, he's looking at the money, right? Money is everything.
Well, he does have to
Especially
pay
at a
1
certain
point
age.
something billion, doesn't he?
You know,
'Cause he
like
lost that Sandy
like
Hook
and
case.
then
Yeah.
he's tied in with the Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's tied in with the biggest leaders of the world.
Although
you seen
Joe
that-
Rogan hasn't had him on in like maybe a couple years
No, but
now.
have you
which
seen
is
how
long
many
due.
Epstein list people Joe Rogan has had on? Some dude just did a special. It was like
Oh, it has
8
to be
or
in
9
that-
of them.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Damn.
8 or 9 of them.
They're all connected.
They're all connected.
They're all
Once you
connected.
hit a certain level of
It's
power or
inevitable.
popularity, And then it's like you want to be part of the club. That comedian said it best. It's a small. No, it wasn't. It was a white guy.
It's a small club, but you're not. Or
that
something
guy.
like that.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a certain. Well, let's say this, bro. There's a certain point when you're trying to climb that ladder, climb that mountain, and you finally reach the top, and now you're handed instructions, different rule book. You know, like, hey, welcome to the club.
It's okay to do this.
You're here. You're here now, bro. And if you want to stay here, read this pamphlet right here.
Yeah.
You know, and if you love your family, you love your kids, and you just want to be cool, man. I just started podcasting, Joe Rogan. I was just podcaster, man. You had all these conversations. Like, I don't want to die. You know, I don't want my family to die. You know, like there's a point in time where you just there's a fork in the road, and you got to choose one way or the other. You know, do you go on the suicide mission, keep on pushing the agendas, keep on pushing the conversations, keep on digging deeper? Now that you
made it,
there's a point in time where people are just gonna choose, like, hey, you know what? I want to live, man. I just want to. This is the way the world. You come to a point where, like, damn, all this shit was true.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I can't do nothing about it. You know, and if I keep on pushing this narrative or the truth, right, untold truth, you know, people are gonna choose differently, bro, for their family and for themselves.
You know who I think is the
Do
truth?
you think you would ever choose differently, bro? I mean, you, Heron. You know what I mean? You stand on principles. You've been on the streets, brother. You've been advocating for the voiceless, or for the people that, you know, have been, you know, fighting the cause. You had their back against the walls, bro. You know what I mean? You've been fighting for the people, the streets, bro. Do you think there's a point in time, bro, where you can reach a certain level where you can be compromised?
When it comes to certain principles, I'll never break. When it comes to, I can't be sold. Like that opportunity has already came to me where I could make good money in politics, and I said no. Like I see how I have to sell my soul. I have to sell my principles. I'm not
Fuck
doing
good
it.
money, bro. Fuck good
When
money.
it comes to other
the cream of the crop, the upper echelon, bro. You have access to everything, bro, and you just gotta shut the hell up, bro.
So to me, that's selling out. That no. I could understand.
I mean, I don't think we know until we're there.
I could show empathy for someone who has kids. I don't have children yet, but I could see you folding for the benefit of your children seeing another day. I could see that.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I don't know because I'm not a father. I don't know what I would choose, but that's the only one I could see where I have to think about it.
Okay, so
that's the only one.
And don't have kids, bro.
I don't.
I mean, so have kids, but
other
kids,
than that, anyone can get it.
Kids and family, anybody can get it. Exactly. But honestly, like if you,
but I could see how people compromise.
If you lever my kids against whatever, like honestly, I gotta, like, I don't know, bro. Like I gotta, if take me, don't take my kids.
But they won't. They use the leverage.
Exactly.
Because they know, you'll give up your life, but what about your children? You got to do it for them. So I could see how they use children, and they use videos, right? They invite them to parties, because Epstein Island is not the only island they're partying. There's many places, and then they put something in your drink. Now you're doing some shit you would have never done sober.
I think you go to Thailand right now for that shit.
And they have cameras, right? I mean, Diddy was doing the same playbook, right? This is what Diddy. I think Diddy was actually a pawn they used to see how people react to this situation with Diddy. So like, oh, now we know how people will react with Epstein.
That dude was doing it on a low level, and then they used him fucking beating up Cassie in a elevator fucking thing, bro. Like how many
No, I don't know if that's a good comparison. The Diddy thing to the
but he was doing it on a but they used him as an example.
And as an example,
they still used him as an example. And Diddy's like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
I party with all you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, don't let that motherfucker.
But are you aware of what pushback he gave, which allowed all this to happen? Because he was protected for a long time. He was really fucking protected.
Is that Diddy?
Diddy. Yeah, but you know how he signed up with Ciroc, the bottle. So when he signed that deal, he said, "I want to be the spokesperson. I want to be the face of it. It's me, right?" And they're like, "Cool, you do you." Then he found out that the mother company that owned Ciroc, they were not putting Ciroc in like the top elite parties, right? And then he's like, "Why not?" Oh, because that's for urban people. Okay. And he got mad. He's like, "Oh, you racist motherfuckers."
I think I know the story. Yeah.
So in that moment, he thought, "Oh, I'm in the party. I'm in the club, right?" And then they're like, "Oh, no, you're not. We allowed you to be a guest in our party, but you're not really part of the party. We're gonna show you where we have you at." That's my opinion. The same thing they did with right? With Kanye West. As soon as he spoke up, they reminded him who has the real power. So no matter how high of elite they get to in hip hop or any industry, There's people who control all them. That's why money's not the thing. It's control. Scientists don't need money because they produce money. You see, if you have control, you can always produce more money. So I'm going to show you the circle of what AIPAC does. AIPAC funds politicians left and right, right? They say, hey, we want $3.3 billion aid for Israel every year. Make it happen. You're going to vote yes on it. You're going to vote yes on it. I don't care who really wins for president, but you're both going to vote yes. So then you win, and whatever party you represent, and then you're going to vote for yes on $3.3 billion for Israel every year. AIPAC then takes some of that money and throws it back at the new politicians. It's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. Over $310 billion the United States has given from taxpayer money to Israel.
Did you see the analogy that Epstein used on the interview, bro, the released interview that we played here on Hoodstocks? He used money as the respiratorial, like this cardiovascular system, bro.
Yes.
Like he used money as, and basically he's talking about money as life and death.
Yes. But again, it's a
That's
tool.
big, bro.
It is. But because money does represent the air we breathe, right? But it doesn't represent the life. See,
But he used it, if I heard correctly in the interview with dude, he used the analogy as the cardiovascular system.
correct.
You know?
That's the only way you get to that level,
right,
in my opinion.
But okay, so let me
that's a
break
whole
that
different
down.
level,
yes,
bro.
that's I don't have that.
But go deeper. What needs air? Oxygen. Your body does, right? But
yeah,
does
of
that
course.
support the spirit? The thing that science can't find?
But the spirit is done,
money
done,
that
bro.
he
Once
talks
you get to
But
that level.
in that same interview, he talks
think
about
that's
it,
the
right?
first to
Something
go.
that we know is there, but you can't prove is there, right?
Yeah.
So money is this tool of oxygen that the body needs, but power is the spirit. Spirit is the power, right? Like brother said, he found God in one night and just boom, changed his life. That's spirit. That's now whatever path you use for your spiritual
Salute you
journey.
on that too,
It's
brother.
it's on you.
Real.
But control is everything. Not money. Money is just it's a tool to use for control. But control is the real, like the big top.
Let me see one of those little things.
Oh, there you go, brother.
I got it.
There's no higher ceiling than control. If you control the casino, do you lose? You can't lose.
Keep on winning,
You
baby.
just keep on winning. So it's not about the money; it's about the control. If you control the table at the poker table, then you're guaranteed to win. You'll lose a few hands and you'll lose a few nights. That's cool. You gotta keep the perception going on that everybody has a fair opportunity.
So, where do you think these humans that run this type of control system through food, through religion, through this, that, and the other, through economy, how the fuck did they devise all of this? Like, bravo to them. They created such
It's
a
been
great
planned for
system.
centuries.
'Cause
Centuries
motherfuckers
of
talk,
planning.
people talk, and for them to have this under wraps for such a long time is amazing.
Like, dude, come on. Like, yo, they
Centuries,
just keep
centuries.
winning, bro. They just keep winning.
Because it's centuries. It's been passed on. The knowledge has been passed on. Like, hey, this is how you do. You set up politicians when they're young and dumb, and you party with them, and you have fucking cameras, and you
But
you
even
will control them for the rest of your life.
even to
How
like
did
the
the Italian
next
mafia
moves.
come up? Remember the Godfather? I'm sure all of y'all watched The Godfather.
right?
tell us.
Remember how he had politicians in his pocket?
Yeah.
And he was no politician. And he wasn't the richest dude.
Yeah.
He just had the guts to do what other people weren't doing. And he gained control. And then whenever they got out of pocket, he would remind them. He would send a hitman, not to kill them, because then you lose the control.
Yeah.
To put a fucking decapitate the horse and fucking put the horse in the bed and just remind them. That's your Epstein. That's your Charlie Kirk.
But even like above that, it's like, geez, dude, they're putting such moves in play. Like, dude, these dudes are thinking like centuries. Even like Bill Cooper says, bro, like they're
Behold
gonna
pale horse.
give you this magic device that's basically gonna usher in a surveillance state, a digital currency. Like, bro, if you saw the Super Bowl, did you see that Ring now is basically tracking everybody in a
Yes.
guise of we're looking for your dog, bro?
Bill Cooper, you're talking about Behold the Pale Horse?
Yes.
Yes. So a lot of people, you want to speak on that?
I mean, what?
He's one of the first guys to really put it out there. He worked for the Illuminati. He claimed he worked for the Illuminati. They would pay artists to put certain words in their lyrics.
predictive programming? Yes.
One of the subliminal programming. One of the famous songs, California.
Dreaming.
Or the
Yes.
California, the
No,
one by the
Hotel?
Eagles.
Hotel?
Yes.
Yeah.
California Hotel.
Oh,
Look
Hotel
into the lyrics of
California.
that shit. That shit is deep,
I thought that
bro.
was about heroin and shit. So that's
It goes
not
beyond
true?
that. It goes
Really?
beyond that. Yeah.
Break it down, because I always
It
thought it
goes
was about drugs and
beating the
heroin.
beast, and here's my problem with religion. You have God and you have Satan and you have good and evil, right? again, it's like the Republicans and the Democrats, good and evil. It's a two-party system, black and white. When you have these two choices, you control people: red pill, blue pill. You're limiting people's choices. The real life doesn't work like that. If you go into the jungle today, you don't just have a good jaguar and a bad bear. Like, no, it's everything depends on circumstances. If that bear hasn't eaten in days, he's gonna fuck you up and eat you, right? But if he just ate a tree of blueberries, he don't mind you being there, as long as you don't attack him, you know. So life is not really like this black and white thing. Like just
So
like
does that in a third option? What do you
it's not just third option. Every other country has many parties. Why does the United States only keep two parties? Because they keep you in this control, in this matrix of blue pill, red pill. That's why I don't fight with that mentality. It's like, nah, bro, you gotta dismantle this. The whole system is made to control you. This left and right is all made to control you.
Yeah, I mean,
and we know that now. What's next? Now that we know that, we've been, you know.
Well, here's the promised land. Here's what I see. Gen Zs, man, my hat's to Gen Zs because they're really pushing the limits on a lot of shit. Yes, they do pick on a lot of little bullshit that they probably shouldn't waste their time on because they lack the experience of being older. But they're pushing the fucking limits on, like, you know what? We want Mandami. They got fucking Mandami. Someone who went against all odds. And he's fucking mayor of New York right now. And he's like, fuck this two-party system.
Yeah. Fuck the two-party system, bro. I was reading something right there. Let's do this, guys. I wasn't gonna do this for you guys, but I'm gonna open up a couple phone calls. You guys good with that?
Hell yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's give the chat, let's give the Goonies a couple phone lines.
Let's go, baby.
A couple phone calls right here for the Goonies, man.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Tap in.
You know, Goonies, man. They say the Goonies are forever. You know, when I thought about the Goonies, it was during the pandemic, and I was at a drive-in movie theater with my family, and they were doing old school movies, and you know, one of the classics is the Goonies. You know. And I said, that's who we are. We are the Goonies. We are forever we're on a voyage. We're on a journey. We're on, you know, uncharted land to discover the unknown, you know?
Unpopular belief, my favorite more than the Goonies is It. Especially with the return of that show. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, that shit's so good, bro. It's fucking, it brought me back to my childhood.
Like that? Was it,
it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The show is better than the movies.
What's it called again? Something Street, right? Derby Street?
No,
yeah, but I heard that shit's fire.
It's fucking good.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to my cousin. Shout out to Mr. One Free. Shout out in the chat right there.
Chat, man.
Shout out to the chat, man. I love you guys. We got 605 people right here. Lucky, what's your thought about the Green Day performance? I like Green Day, and back in the day, so I'm from the '90s, bro, where we have the greatest music, dog. If you think about it, like you go to heavy metal, you go to death metal, you go to punk rock, you go to hip hop, you go to R&B. Man, bring R&B back, right? You know what I mean? Like, bro, we have the greatest fucking music in my era. My generation, we have the greatest.
And every genre too. If you look at hip hop,
every single genre, bro. Every single genre. Pearl Jam, Nirvana. I mean, we can just keep on going, bro.
Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine, bro. I mean,
hey, well, Rage Against the Machine's not your generation, bro.
What do you mean?
No, no, it's not.
90s.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s.
No, they're 2000s though.
No, they started in late 90s.
I thought they're 2000s.
They started in late 90s.
No, Rage Against the Machine, early 90s, bro. Early 90s, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, and everyone wanted to be original.
Yeah. They went global late 90s.
But anyways, Green Day. So Green Day was...
they were 1991.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I thought they were like 2000s.
Nah, bro.
That's when they were global in the Matrix. The Matrix put
that's Audio Slave.
That's when you heard of it, bro. Because you're young, bro. It's okay to be young.
No,
Audio Slave was part 2.
Audio Slave because he took all the band members from Audio.
He was part 2.
Rage Against the Machine.
La Rocha was kicked out because he was too radical.
Bro, we from some of the greatest music, and where am I going with this? I don't know. I lost my train.
Green Day.
I lost my
R&B.
So Green Day back in the day was thought of as like bubblegum punk rock. You know what I mean? A lot of old school punk rockers that I know, they were just like, man, fuck Green Day. You know what I mean? They wanted the NoFX. They wanted
Suicidal tendencies.
I mean, they wanted a lot of different punk rock bands that I'm skipping their shit back in.
They wanted that.
Anyways, but Green Day, shout out to Green Day, bro.
Yeah, there is shit. I like them.
Good band, bro. Good brands.
So did they perform? I don't even know.
They performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Right in the beginning.
And they were a great band to have right there.
And right before, they actually had a show in San Francisco, I think, and their show in the concert, they said, fuck ICE, and all ICE people should fucking just quit.
100%. And this is across Hollywood, bro. And so shout out to Hollywood. You know what I mean? Because they've stood on their shit. You know,
I would say the rebels of Hollywood. The rebels of Hollywood.
Well, you can think of different rebels of Hollywood. You can think of Last Mohegans. What's bro's name? There's been basically
Even Michael Jackson was a rebel. He became a rebel.
What is the white dude's name, bro?
Who?
That comes out and he did the Jesus movie. Come on, now.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson, bro.
yeah.
Mel Gibson has been calling out Hollywood for a long time,
Yeah,
dog.
for a long time.
And
People thought he was crazy.
He sits on the right side, you know. But I'm just saying, there's different. Back to the thing of just there's different sides that people stand on, bro. And you can agree with them. You could. I mean, I can. You know, Mel Gibson, man. He stood on that shit. And then we're gonna talk about Kanye West later on in history.
He gave us Apocalypto, even though it's not historically accurate. But yo, no one else did that for us. No one else did that for us.
Bro's a real
Braveheart
one,
is
bro.
still one of my top movies.
So even though
Patriot?
that he sits,
I like Braveheart better.
even though he
Passion of the
sits
Christ.
on the
Passion of the
right,
Christ.
even though he sits on the right side, you still gotta respect the man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mel
always
Gibson.
remind people of Braveheart because I'm like, look at the principles shown in that movie. It's a guy fighting for his land. It's a guy fighting for his family, and who is he fighting? The English, and these are Irish people. Scotland people, Scottish people or Irish? Damn it, Irish. And he had one Scottish friend that helped him out, but they suffered almost the same thing that Mexico has gone through. That's why during the Mexico-U.S. war, the Irish joined Mexico, and that's why we have people like Canelo today.
Yeah.
Because
Who else spoke up against Hollywood, bro?
Big Michael Jackson. Have you ever dive deep into that
talking
conspiracy?
about the
Michael Jackson.
Bro from the Matrix too.
Keanu?
Keanu Reeves. They said
He does very subliminal talk.
What
not
about
really
Jim
straight up.
Carrey? Jim Carrey
Yes, Jim
kinda,
has.
Jim Carrey
And
has.
they played him crazy.
Yeah.
Remember, he was doing
And then like they
psychedelics and
killed his
shit.
like girlfriend and tried to pitch it on him. Or
And you know
something.
who's been a real one too? Denzel Washington with Diddy, bro.
He's been smart about it.
He's been smart about it because he's a
Smart about it.
calculated
Yeah,
man.
very calculated.
Very calculated. Shout out to Denzel
Yo,
Washington.
that movie that put him up there to this day.
Man
if
on
you
Fire?
watch, no, where he's a slave and they're whooping him in the back.
Oh, Glory.
Okay, yeah.
If you watch that today,
that's
bro,
80s, right?
Great
That's
movie.
80s.
Yeah. Glory is a great
bro,
movie.
it will touch you. It will touch you.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good one. Shout out to Denzel Washington.
Okay, phone lines are open, guys. I
go,
missed
baby.
a couple phone calls. Go ahead, call in, and let's get this shit cracking, man. Goonies, it is your time to shine. It is your time to ask any of these gentlemen questions. Be easy on me, be hard on them. You know how it goes? Which never works out like that, bro. They're like, Lucky, you're a
You ain't
bitch.
shit."
You ain't shit. You know what I mean? And I just sit there and I let the man speak, bro. Bro, I get shitted on hard. And I'm like, all right, you done, bro? Well, fuck you too, dog. You know what I mean? And if you were
shit.
here right
Click.
now, bro, I'd fucking Televive you right now and fuck you in the ass, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think Lucky was meaning he'd suck the foreskin off.
His Jewish side is coming out.
Casey, I'm about to suck that hat off the top of your head, bro. It's looking like some extra foreskin, bro.
Bro, that was so crazy.
Hey,
dude.
here's one thing we
Shout
never
out
got
to
into,
fucking
but-
letting me know about that.
If we get a chance again, why do you sympathize Hitler?
Yeah, let's go. Yo, bro, yeah.
Yeah, we
Hey, you're
need
on
to hear
Hookstarch.
that
Talk to
shit.
us. Yeah, we got to get into that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, can I ask you why?
Hold on real quick. Phone calls. You're live. Let's go, brother. Oh, shit.
He has the volume in the back. Ow. Ow. Change it.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
All right, next phone call, guys.
going
Come
on
on.
there?
Come
Rookie
on.
move. Come on, turn off the audio.
I think they were trying to play us something that the kid in the Goonies. When did Lux learn how to wear eyeliner? Your mom taught me.
Hey.
Oh, okay. The phone call. Stop.
Yeah.
Welcome to Derry's the show. Welcome to
There
Derry.
you go.
That's
Welcome
so
to
fucking
Derry,
good, bro.
dog.
It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah. So what makes that better than the other one we were talking
For
about?
one, it goes into storytelling. I'm a fan of actual storytelling.
But in
Like,
relation to what we were talking about earlier, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Finish
So
it.
because he brings up the Goonies, and I agree. We people kind of you want to see yourself as this kid just going on this journey, adventure of discovering what's what.
Gotcha. Okay.
It does that for me because there are kids. If you remember the movie, there are kids just trying to discover what happened to their little brother Billy, I think. The show goes even deeper, and it has this whole historical attachment to the land and the native people, and they actually got to shine this time. And instead of just being like the props or the background actors, they got their story right, and it's just so good. It's really well told, and it's great production.
Okay.
All right, bro. Let's go down this road, which I'm not a fan of, bro. But I guess we got to know. Why are you a Hitler sympathizer?
Yeah. So I mean, right off, like just your general.
And you didn't tell me to put that, bro. But after the conversation I had with you, I put that on the promo. And when I sent it to you, you said, "Fuck yeah, that's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I love it." And
When I met him, he said, "Fuck yeah, too."
Yeah, I don't shy away from it, not at all. And it's because I understand things that I believe. Well, I know that you guys don't because of your positions. When I speak of these things, it's not because I
Speak
feel
on a Bible position, bro, in regards to why you think that fucking kids being thrown in inferno, bro, is okay with you, bro.
Well, okay. I mean, I was gonna go my way, but we can go this way. There's not a scripture that says that God is not really. He's not for that. That's not what God wants. Yeah. So
I don't understand.
That's it?
Are you okay?
That's it.
That's it.
Now, well, let me help you understand the question.
Hold on. You guys asked a question first, and I was trying to explain, but what I noticed here is you guys keep coming in with random ass questions that detract the main topic.
Okay, tell us your point of view. Why
Okay,
are you a
all right,
Hitler
so-
Oh, now you're
sympathizer?
dissing
Yeah.
us.
So let me explain. So when I speak of these things, it's not because of what I feel. It's not because of what I think. It's because it's factual, right? You can go look this shit up. And we're over here talking about the Epstein files because these people are so fucking evil. They're eating babies and shit. Well, who taught us curriculum in school?
The Rothschilds,
Well, more specifically.
Rockefeller.
More specific. I don't think
That's as far as I
White
get.
people.
Yeah,
That's pretty specific, bro.
All right. Listen. So who taught us about Hitler? Who taught us about the World War II and all history in school?
The winners.
The people who owns the books and that are distributed through school.
Let me talk.
Who all happen to be white? Oh, well,
You're asking the question. I
What the
thought
fuck?
you
You're
wanted
asking
an
us a
answer.
question.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It was,
Tell us a
go.
hypothetical.
Tell us.
Okay.
I got you.
Preach.
So it was Pergamon Press and Macmillan were the companies.
Yes.
They were owned by Robert Maxwell.
Yes. True.
Jeffrey
Yes.
Epstein's, I guess, not his wife, but the leader of pretty much the child trafficking ring. Her father, who was Mossad, CIA.
Yes.
Right. His expertise was diversion and subversion and lying to people.
Yes.
They taught us about World War II and Hitler, right?
Correct.
So starting off right there, I mean, the people who are responsible with Epstein and all that shit are the same people who want you to think that Epstein's a bad guy. So the reason why I have confidence coming up here and speaking to everyone is because fuck those guys, right? I want nothing to do with them.
But can I say this real quick, brother?
What's
What
up?
taught me, that's not, because when I was in school, bro, I didn't hear nothing. You know what I mean? I failed
Well,
in
that's
school.
fine. That's fine.
No, okay. But so what taught me World War II is World War II footage,
Okay.
real footage.
Sure.
Okay, so continue now.
Oh yeah, but you won't see footage of like the gas chambers or anything like that. Or
Yeah, there's footage of that, bro.
Well, yeah. Obviously, there's footage, but look at, let's say, Auschwitz. Where the fuck did the chimney come from? And that was in the original footage that happened to show up 20 years later. You know, or you look at
It showed up 20 years later. That was in the real footage. Okay, so where are we going with this?
What I'm trying
What's
to
the
say
point?
is the gas chambers they weren't built for killing people or for gassing people. They were delousing chambers, right? So when you'd go in and they'd huddle everyone up there, the thing that was killing most of the Jews, and not even Jews, but everyone in that time, was typhus. Typhus was destroying people, it was killing people, and it was basically hiding on lice, so that's why they cut off the hair of all the Jews. That's why they put them in, they took off all their clothes, they put them in these delousing chambers, and they showered them, and guess what the chemical that was used to kill the typhus was? Zyklon B.
So you're saying all this, the Jewish survivors, bro, in all these interviews, bro, are making up stories, and the footage of these chambers aren't real. I mean, I'm
Not
lost on what.
technically. He's saying that since they all had a disease, technically, that could be cured with this gas, they put him in there, gave them the gas in hopes that that disease wouldn't spread. Potentially, right? Is that kind of where the logic is going?
Exactly. So what I'm saying
Okay.
is, why would you want to gas them if you're trying to keep them clean?
Also, they needed them for labor. So here's where I can shine some historical facts. I don't know if you know this, but the inspiration of how they treated the Jews came from the United States treatment of Native Americans.
Yes.
Do you know that? That's a fact. The gas that they were putting on them, like you said, that's accurate. They did that to even braceros, Mexican workers, and they had already done that with Native Americans because they saw them as less than human. They're dirty savages. They need to be purified because they're not blessed by Jesus Christ. Yeah. This is a fact. Hitler took Mussolini's government of fascism, and then he took the United States treatment of Native Americans and created Nazi Germany.
Were the Nazis on methamphetamine?
Yeah, towards the end of the war, that's what happened.
Have you ever been on methamphetamine before?
I've tried it a couple times.
Okay, I've spent a lot of my life on methamphetamine. Methamphetamine will make you commit heinous crimes, bro.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Methamphetamine will turn you into the devil, bro.
I came from that life. I know what it can do.
So do you think that these Jews were not executed?
Absolutely not. No. Look at where did Hitler come from? Right? Weimar Republic. Can any of you guys tell me about the Weimar Republic?
Well, I know a little bit of his past because I studied him in high school. So I know that his
Who
father.
Who taught you?
Right.
What you learn in high school was wrong.
But I did his project in high school. I didn't learn from him in high school.
Okay.
I went to the local library.
Okay.
Here's what I found strange. It didn't bring up a lot of anti-Jew talk. It brought a lot of immigrant talk. Like they're immigrants, they're outsiders, they have invaded our country, they have invaded our politics. He was looking at it more from a political point of view, not really a religious point of view. That's what I found strange from what I had learned in school. So when I took the stuff that I read at the library, I was like, oh, it's kind of like a different point of view here.
Yeah.
And a lot of things I couldn't even really get to the source because I don't know German. So you have to really know how to read German to really get to the source. And that's what I feel like there's a gatekeeping of information that we don't know. Now today there's videos where they can translate. And if you hear a lot of his talks, it's a lot different than what Hollywood has told us.
Right.
So I'll say that. I do believe there's an agenda behind, because what happened right after World War II, they got Israel. Now going by the own United States logic that you give them this state because it has been ripped away from them, then why don't you give Chicanos the Southwest? Because that was ripped away from Chicanos. You know what I mean? That's using the same logic as Israel. Then we should have the Southwest as our own state, separate from Mexico, separate from the United States, because this was land where Chicanos were predominantly thriving, and then it was all ripped away from us through Manifest Destiny.
Have you read the Hitler's book? What is it, Mein Kampf or whatever?
I've read a bit of it. I haven't read all of it, but I read a bit of it.
And what did you take from that book?
Well, he was a pretty much an oppressed guy, right? He came up into realizing that, well, he found pamphlets, right? He found these pamphlets, and they were pretty much talking about, anti-Semitic things about the Jews. They were talking all these kind of what he's seen hateful things about the Jews, and he put it down. He was like, no, I don't need this racism, right? He didn't jump in. He wasn't born like that, but he realized that politically, there was these people who looked like Germans, but instead they promoted everything that was anti-German, right? They promoted pedophilia, LGBTQ. They promoted feminism. They were promoting all these things that are in the American culture today that are destroying us today, right? And so these things, he was like, whoa. Like, nah, this needs to stop, right? So that's what brought him into the politic world was, I need to fight for my people, because who's ever controlling us, which he put together was the Jews, is systematically destroying and killing us. So when people say, oh, he was murdering them and everything like that, like, look, war is war, right? I'm not saying that, death happens, right? Well, I am saying that death happens. What do we do to the Japanese,
encampments?
Exactly. We put them in camps. Yeah. When you're at war with the nation, you put the other people in camps because you don't know what they're going to do.
But there's a difference in regards to the camps, bro, Auschwitz and the camps that you're talking about that Americans put other people in. But do you believe that Hitler believed that the extermination of Jews was going to make the world a better world?
Find me one document where he said he wanted to exterminate the Jews. I'll wait.
Let me try to find it.
Do you believe that he felt it was going to make it a better world with the extermination of Jews, to get rid of the pedophilia, all this stuff that you believe that Jews has everything to do with? You know what I mean? But I mean, you can go back to Roman times where dudes were sleeping with each other and there was a lot of weird shit happening back in then. You know what I mean? But anyways, do you believe that he felt that Hitler felt that getting extermination of Jews, and you don't got to use extermination, you can just use just the getting rid of them from this earth, would make the world a better place. Do you feel that that's what he believed?
I will not say extermination because that's something completely different. I'll go with what you said. Pretty much confining them and getting them out of Germany. Absolutely. Just what we need to do in America. We need to get them out of America. We need to get them out of our office. We need to get them all out of the office, out of our religion, out of the churches, and send them somewhere else. We're not going to fuck little babies. We're not going to eat their guts. We're not going to do any of that shit. We are an American people and we're a Christian country. Right?
Here's where I find some terminology.
Is cleansing the right word?
Yeah, ethnic cleansing.
Ethnic cleansing. So what is ethnic cleansing?
It's what they're doing in Palestine, right? What the Jews are doing to the Palestinians right now.
So is Hitler just as fault with ethnic cleansing as what happened with Palestine?
Well, Hitler wasn't exterminating. We already talked about this. He wasn't exterminating Jews.
What was he doing then?
He was rounding them up to get them the fuck out of the country because they were fucking destroying his country. Just like how they're doing in America. Look around.
I will say this.
Look around.
This is what I found interesting. Also with my years later of learning new terminology. They never use the word genocide. In all those books I read, never, not once. They only use the word Holocaust. Now, I didn't understand why do they only use Holocaust but not genocide if it's true that they were, their agenda was to terminate them all. Then I learned that Holocaust is actually a word that comes from Jews and it means some kind of sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I believe it, but it makes sense. There's a Zionist movement that wanted World War II to happen. And in fact, there's documents of top Zionist elites making deals with Nazis because they wanted Israel to happen. And the only way you could sympathize the whole world to say, yeah, we'll give them a state, we'll fund it, if you put these people through terrible, terrible things.
Look that up.
Yeah, well, it's called I don't
Very
know.
vague.
What?
No, go ahead, continue.
Look up the word Holocaust and where it comes from. The real definition.
Well, it comes from, it's in the Bible, and it's when Abraham, he submits a Holocaust to God. It's a burnt offering.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's kind of what they threw onto Hitler, and it's well, for example, who declared war first? Who wanted to go to war in World War II?
Well, even before that, it goes to World War One. It's linked to World War One.
It starts in World War
Yes.
One. It starts in World War One, but the Jews, Judea, they called in 1933. They wanted a war with Germany. They had authors who created books about Germany must perish, and the Jews have always seen white people as a threat to their livelihood.
Which is funny that they don't identify as white, but we do. We identify them as white, which is I find that weird.
Well,
Jews.
Yeah.
And I hate when people identify Jews as white, bro, because Jews have been the least accepted in the white culture.
Well, here's the thing. They act as white people, and when it's not convenient, then they step away.
Yes.
So that's the thing.
Do you know the history of?
I mean, if you're not accepted in a culture or a race, then obviously you kind of step away, right?
Well, you shouldn't be.
If you're
but
being
Catholics
condemned,
were not accepted too. Look at the Armenian genocide of Catholics.
Yeah.
So they're not the only group. That's what I always found odd. Why are they the only group that has a museum, that has so much world sympathy? They have so many movies about them. No one else has that. No one else. Do you know their history
check this
about the collapse of the Soviet Union and Jews?
The Bolshevik Revolution. Well, yeah. I mean, that's my thing. Like, why do we care about this supposed 6 million number, right? When there's evidence on top of evidence, if you would only just look on saying it's all bullshit. When there's actually real fucking documentation about the 60 million Christians that were killed by Jews from like 1914 to like 1960 in the Holodomor and also in the gulags, right? And this is documented. So are you saying that Jews' lives are more important than everybody else's lives?
I guess yes,
I'm
it
definitely
kind of
not.
is because it's written in the Holy Bible that they're God's people. I mean, like literally, it's actually not a hard question when you think about it. Like, oh shit, God said these are His people. Oh fuck, they run
Who
the
was
world.
there, though?
Oh fuck, they do this.
Who
Oh fuck, they
witnessed
do
that?
this. Am I surprised, or did God say those are His people?
Well, no, so
I'm just saying though, but like, can't you, like, although that's like
Right.
very simple logic,
Yeah.
like,
But-
oh wow,
but then God-
kind of convenient.
This is why I stopped going to church.
Do you consider them? This is a good, a simple question. Do you consider Israel? Do you consider Israel a true state, and do you consider them righteous in their land, or are they the foreigners in Palestinian land?
they're the foreigners in the Palestinian land. They are terrorists, and we are a proxy terrorist country.
We agree there.
as well. We're also a proxy terrorist country. We're doing Israel's work. Our
Explain.
sons
Some people might not know what proxy means.
proxy means basically like we're working for them. We're another hand of them. We're like their
An extension.
slave. We're an extension, and we're fighting their wars in the Middle East. This is why I get mad because my forefathers have died. Fighting for.
Who are your forefathers?
The Marines, the Army, any of the men.
Your
in this,
brotherhood.
Any of the men in this country who picked up arms and signed their life on that dotted line to go fight for, everyone back here.
The person that used to be with the 666 on you.
Yeah. That was me. That was me.
You. Your forefathers that you don't identify with no more because you're a reborn person.
Well, see, I always have a love for Marines. It's where I come from. I don't forget where I come from. But I also remember who I am now.
How do you feel about the Marines that were deployed into the streets of the United States and to terrorize its own people, its own citizens, its own residents?
Well, yeah, it's fucked up. And
Those are your forefathers.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing is,
but so you it's kind of like you just like you step in on the line and jump on one side to the other whenever it feels convenient to you.
Well, at the end of the day, those are the motherfuckers who are defending you right now. So you have to put some respect on their name.
Wait, hold on. I got a problem with that. I always had a problem with that. Are they defending us, or are they defending their own interest?
Well, they're defending. When I sat up on that line, right, and I'm going to go with my experience because I can't speak for anybody else. Yeah. That's exactly what it was for, is to fight for the people who can't fight here. I wanted to use my body, my mindset to go and kill the bad guys.
I agree with you. I wanted to sign up for Twin Towers, but I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
I was there with you. Now knowing what you know today, I did. I broke my ankle and I couldn't sign up no more.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now, do you feel that the Marines are just pawns, another pawns, and they're being used?
Absolutely. Yes. That's what it is. And
that's where I was going with that question earlier.
Oh well, yeah. See, like I can tell you that I love that organization, and of course I came up from there, whatever. But the reality and the dirty truth is they're slaves to the Jews, just like everything else.
How do you feel about people wanting to rewrite the Constitution today?
I think that the Constitution is pretty well written and it should stay the same. We should just keep
even the part that says a black man is 1/3 of a man, or the part that says a native is not a real man and he's a savage. He's not even 1/3. He's just straight savage underneath any percentage.
Those white fools are fucking violent.
That was a little weird.
If you can play this back right now in your own head, if you can play this interview back in your own head right now, bro, how many times do you think you contradicted yourself in this?
Zero. Absolutely zero.
Interesting.
Yeah,
what are some contradictions, Lucky? Tell me.
Yeah. It seems like you know some. Let me know. Hit me with it.
I don't know if I've heard any contradictions from him. Have you? Head on.
I could see where Lucky picks that up, and
a lot of contradictions, bro.
I could see where you missed that, and I think it's
sometimes we're delusional, bro.
I see it.
We're delusional in our own sense of what we think we know, but sometimes we're young and we still need a little life. We still need to learn a little bit of live a little bit of life. You know what I mean? And have kids and experience more things. And
I wish I could have kids, but I can't. You want to know why? Because the fucking country that we live in, our kids go to school and they're taught to be fucking boys are taught to be girls are taught to be boys.
And that's where I have a problem.
Where does it come from? Right? I'm not up here just fucking talking shit because I'm pissed. I'm mad because I see who it is and I'm calling them out. Right? And I think every man who has fucking balls that can see it should call them out. Right, that's how we got to this place in the first place.
So, and just to wrap up your whole belief,
sometimes we need to call ourselves out.
The government is 100% right now. The government is 100% compromised by Zionists.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think we can all agree. Now, our guide or our pathway towards that may differ, right? But just to, I could see some of the contradictions Lucky's picking up, but I could also see this other contradiction, just like when somebody from the streets, they've done some horrible shit, and then all of a sudden they go to a victory outreach and they found God, and now they're preaching the Bible, and now they're preaching. I mean, it's no different than what you did.
100%.
It's no different than what you're doing right now,
too, bro.
Right?
And that's a beautiful thing.
And now we're so judgmental.
And that's
we're so judgmental. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
in general.
I'm talking about in general. So don't feel attacked right now, brother. Because you know what? I'm not here. I'm 100% disagree with you, bro. But I'm not here to we will agree to disagree, bro.
Sure.
I mean, 100%. Because, you know what, brother? At the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And this is a harsh opinion you're giving right now, bro. Especially if you had family that were Jews and they were a part of that history, man. What you're talking right now is blasphemous, and it's really fucking horrible to a lot of families' ears to hear what you're saying right now.
What's blasphemous is them shitting on Jesus Christ's name, saying that he's in hell burning in shit. Fuck that. Fuck you. How about that? I'm not saying you, Lucky. I'm saying the Jewish people and their religion. Look, if you're Jew, that's fine. I have Jew homies. But if that's...
How do they feel about you?
Well, they when I talk about this, they say that they're atheistic, and I have no problem if you don't claim that religion. I have no problem with you.
So they claim it as a ethnic background.
I claim it as an ethnic background.
Okay, let me say this real quick, because Heron made some interesting statements, and he said, I asked if there was any evidence between World War II Zionists wanting an Israel state. And evidence confirms that pre-World War II Zionists actively sought to establish a Jewish state in Palestine. The goal was the movement core objective since the founding in the late 19th century. It led a specific economic deal with Nazi Germany to facilitate Jewish immigration. However, there is no historical evidence that Zionists caused World War II. Wow, that's crazy in itself. Like,
so
I think maybe Lucky's kind of missing that in a sense. I know what you're saying is like, yeah, lives are lost, and what is the cost of lives? 100%, right? 100%. And I think, yes, definitely through history and just the world, like they do get a good like, oh, sad story versus other brown people,
right now,
but. Yeah, I know. I guess. I'm just listening to. I'm reading. No, bro, I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, whoa, this is actually.
Yeah.
You're not like he's saying. You're not taught the real history of like, hey, these people, yes, had power in Europe, and hey, wanted this,
Yes.
and hey, as you know, rich people with power and control, what could they do? Whatever the fuck they want.
They sell all the war is the most profitable thing
the
ever.
winners write the history. You guys have to understand that.
Yes.
And that's what it is. The bad guys won World War II and they fucked over the United States.
Here's an interesting take, because I get what you're saying about Zionists and how they control the perception and the story told afterwards of World War II, how they control the agenda and the story itself.
Yeah.
The numbers, the what took place, what didn't take place, right?
Of course.
Knowing that, which I agree with you, what makes the United States any different of doing that to the native people of the land?
At this point, the United States is just as guilty. If you don't take a stand against this, you're rocking with it. So you can be in the middle, but you're still fucking guilty.
But do you see the same correlations that the United States also did that to the people here?
What I'm saying is everyone's pretty much fucking
It
corrupted.
seems like everybody does it. Humans do it to other humans.
That's why I have a
throughout
problem.
history,
Not
right?
humans, because native people never went to the other side of the world and did those atrocities. We
Or
are
maybe they
clear of
did it
that.
with their own people.
They
well, do you know what
from
the
what
Jew-
I understand, they definitely did.
But
right?
who told those stories? Just like he said, who wrote those history books?
break it
Who's
down,
told
dog,
who's
'cause
told you
that's
that
what I
story?
heard, yeah.
Because when I go to my elders, I get way different perspectives. And our history is oral history. We don't really do books. And the few books we had, what they do, they burn them. What they do in World War II, they burn them.
So-
Library of
All the tribes
Alexandria.
got
Why
them.
is all these libraries with all this knowledge, why are they burnt?
So all the tribes.
I
got
guess
them?
ma- I guess
wait,
maybe
real quick before we go on, you mentioned a really interesting topic. The books that they burned were pedophilia books. They were LGBTQ books. They were transitioning books to fucking trans. The first trans surgery was in Germany by a Jew named Magnus Hirschfeld. Right? And so this is why Hitler was like, yo, what the fuck are they doing? Wait, who the fuck are these guys? Wait, let me see who they are. And once he realized who they were, that's what they are. They are a destroyer of nations. They are a destroyer of the world. And that's what they say themselves. They claim it. They claim it
Are
themselves.
you guys aware that Hitler was part Jewish? He was part Jew.
I think I remember
his
reading
father
that
was half
somewhere.
Jew.
I think I remember.
His father was. He was.
His family doctor was Jewish. He had Jewish
Yeah.
generals.
He saved his family doctor.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Where did they
Wait,
come
that's
from?
where I always,
Well,
always found that
Just because
interesting.
the family doctor for his mom.
Oh, there's a lot more. There's a lot more. I can keep going
And there's
on.
a lot more in Mein Kampf that you didn't read, bro.
Like what?
Yeah, there's always a lot more, bro.
Like what? Like what?
There's a lot more, bro. In the general,
Well, Lucky,
bro.
you missed
wanna
what-
say there's
you
a lot
missed-
more.
Lucky, you missed what I read,
You
though.
remind me
Oh,
of
read that again.
You remind me
You
of
wanna
a-
hear this, though?
You remind me of a Charlie Kirk almost, bro. Your heart is in the right spot, but you're saying a lot of dumb shit, bro. You know what I mean? And
Well-
Charlie Kirk did the same thing too, bro.
Well,
he said a lot of dumb shit that to put people against him. You know what I mean? But his heart and mind was in the right place.
To give it in a better message, I think what Lucky's saying, finesse your talk. Like you're on the right path, and I think you're trying to identify evil. That's your main thing, right?
Well,
You want to
exactly.
identify
I hear
evil.
you guys. I'm
It's
stopping you guys
just
right there.
unfortunate
I'm gonna stop you
because-
guys right there because it's like this. It's like this.
It's such a red
the
herring.
Only, the only reason why we got in this position is because people try to finesse their words. It has to cut like a sword. It has to say, "Hey, this is where it fucking stops."
Sometimes it does,
This
yeah.
is what it is, and
Sometimes it does.
that's what I am.
And you're
right?
a Gen Z, right? You're a Gen Z.
I'm 30 years old.
No,
maybe.
maybe he's.
I don't fucking know. 95.
I don't
You
know
got
when
the
they're
Gen
cut
Z
off.
vibe though of like, like I said, they call out everything, like fucking everything.
yeah.
That's Gen Z right now.
And that's my thing. Like
It sounds like you have nothing to lose.
I don't because like how you said, not everything's black and white. Well, the Bible is either you're with me or you're against me.
Because a lot of
there's
people
no in
probably
between.
feel your way, but they have so much to lose that they won't say that.
Sure.
Well-
and the only reason why I don't care about my future. I don't care about my life here on this earth. You can take away my job. You can fuck everything up. But I will stand for truth. And when I'm in God's presence, I will feel so happy because I will be able to say, hey, I fucking said something when all these motherfuckers didn't. But I know now that the only reason why I have this courage and I have this confidence is because of the faith that God has given me. Jesus Christ is real, and he loves every single one of you guys. And he wants you guys to be in his kingdom, but he doesn't need you. And I know, like, okay,
Jesus Christ was a Jew, right?
he was from the
Well-
tribe of Judah. Yeah, we already kind of talked about
He was
this.
a Palestinian.
Okay,
too.
I think we're kind of missing on the. Okay, so
Or,
if you-
I got it. Jesus Christ said this.
No,
in
well, you don't with
Revelation.
Jesus Christ. You won't ever with Jesus Christ. If you know that.
No, listen. Wait, what do you mean? Explain
Because
that.
he's a white man trying to tell people what to do.
Jesus, brother.
Yes.
brother. What
Yes,
are you
he's a
talking
white
about?
man.
The Jesus that they have painted us is a white man. The
Is
real
that one
Jesus
is a
was
white man.
Palestinian.
He probably looked like me.
Yeah,
with
he was a
dreads.
real Semite. He was an actual real Semite.
What
I'm saying where you lost Lucky was saying about Jews that died, right? That's
But-
where you lost Lucky because, and of course, and Lucky, you missed the part where we talked about because they both know history.
Summarize it
Heron-
real quick. Summarize it real quick. That part you
Heron,
found.
they both understand the history that we actually don't get taught, right?
Okay, what's that?
And like when Heron was talking about the evidence confirms that World War II Zionists actively sought to establish a Jewish state in Palestine. The goal was the movement core objective since the founding in the late 19th century and led specific economic deals with Nazi Germany to facilitate Jewish immigration.
So that contradicts the whole Jewish story. It's weird. It makes you question a lot of
Yes,
things.
yes.
It's like, wait a minute. Zionists, Jews, and Nazis working together.
Yes.
How does that possible? In the world that we were taught that Nazis hate Jewish no matter
Yes,
what.
it blows you. But once,
How?
but they framed it like to where if you talk about obviously them dying isn't a big deal or it's not true, you automatically lose credibility in every argument, which is which they have established well. But
Yeah. That's why my point
Yeah,
is always
so-
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't
Yeah,
know if the
yeah.
gas chambers happen or not, but
Yeah.
here are some questions I have.
Yes,
and then I bring
yes.
up things like that, and then that'll make you look into it like you did.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, holy shit, I was never told this.
Yes,
For-
exactly.
For
exactly,
example,
exactly.
the Red Cross, right? They have the number of Jews that died in the Holocaust is 271,000. That is the number that we know that can be tracked through evidence. That is what it is, right? So, I mean, like, what do you guys think
That's a
about
lot of
that?
people.
Here's something we could bring it back to
That's a lot
today's
of
world,
people
right?
still,
So
right?
something that can kind of
Well,
back
yeah,
you up.
but then you say why?
But hold on.
Why
You're
they-
because murdered
here-
them
here's
because
all-
they died.
Heron
Here's
has
something
great-
that can bring
great-
it back to today's world,
Okay,
right?
okay.
In today's world, what are we told that are the highest numbers of people dying at brutality of law enforcement?
Probably
What-
black, right?
Right. But what about brown people? What's their number?
Probably very similar, I would guess.
But they tell us it's way lower where black people are like way on top, right? But there's a project called Raza Killings Database. And I know some of the people behind it. The founder of it, he already passed away.
think
But their
everyone would
findings
think it
was
was
that
pretty
it's
close.
so inaccurate. We're really like this: brown people and black
makes
people.
a lot of
But
sense, yeah, of course.
they missed the numbers on purpose by design. They put us under unknown, white, other.
well,
And they messed the numbers. So they're doing that today. And we can prove that
I-
today. What have they done to the numbers in the past?
there are Latinos
And
that
that's great,
identify in
yeah.
paperwork as
So-
white, correct? Because
Yes.
I've known some business owners,
Yes.
and for
So they
whatever
lower the
reasons,
brown
they-
numbers by design, on purpose, and then they separate Native Americans and Latino when we know a lot of them are actually the same, right? And Latino covers different ethnicities, not
Right,
just brown
of course,
people. It
yeah.
covers black people, white people, right? So they use that to mask under separation of numbers. They do that today systematically, on purpose, by design. So that tells me your numbers of the past are to be
Is it
questioned.
them or is it the ones
Sure,
that are
sure,
marking
okay.
white when they're, you know what I mean? Is it
No,
them or
it's the system.
So yeah,
yeah,
so
well,
numbers
listen,
could definitely
it's the
be.
system.
For example, okay, Treblinka. You guys aware of that?
No.
Tell us.
Treblinka is a Nazi German gas chamber camp, whatever the fuck, however you want to mention it. They said that there was about 925,000 Jews buried there. So I think in the 90s there was a couple guys that went over there to go test the ground.
Okay.
They were there for about a week. They tested the ground and they found out that it had never actually been dug up. When they left, guess who put cinder blocks, pretty much concrete, all over the area where they said the Jews were? Jews. Israel did it. They're doing that so people...
Where did you get this information from?
Bro, it's just so hard. You can never
I'm
win an
gonna tie it
argument
into
with
Super
people.
Bowl. This is how it ties into
Fuck,
Super
with
Bowl. I'm
the
gonna give
depth
you
of the
this. I
Jewish
just
people,
thought of
though,
it.
you could never. It's odd.
Yo.
Like they
Casey, I'm
write the
gonna-
It's like you
story.
believe
Yeah, I hear
one
a lot
thing,
of-
but you don't believe the other thing.
Casey, I'm gonna
tell you so well,
you're
you
picking
can't,
and
like,
choose your
You
information.
can't
Casey.
even pick it apart because you automatically lose.
Casey, I'm gonna tie it into
know
Super
it
Bowl.
sucks.
This is how it works, all
I
right?
hear a lot of they, but I don't hear like who's
They
they.
is a system, the
Jews.
government, the
It's
people.
Jews.
Zionists. I would say Zionists.
Fuck.
I say Zionists
I said it
because
like
it's not
1,000,000
all
times.
Jews. I
Zionist, yeah,
can't.
It's
Zion-
not
There's
all Jews, but it's
against
always
Israel.
a Jew. It's not all Jews, but it's always a Jew.
It's like saying not every Trump supporters are racist, but all racists
It's
voted
not
for
all
Trump.
Jews, but it's always a
Okay,
Jew.
but it's like saying not all Trump supporters are racist, but all racists voted for Trump, right? The same thing.
Makes
not
sense.
not
Makes
all
sense.
not all
Makes sense.
not all evil behind Israel are Jews, but every Zionist happens to be a Jew that supports Israel and the genocide of Palestine. They happen to be Jew, but they're Zionists. So I identify them as Zionists. But this is where it ties into today. Before the rates we have going on today, everybody's like, oh, how did World War II happen? If we would be alive, we wouldn't let that shit happen. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens step by step. There's xenophobia. There's economic structure
Propaganda.
that collapses, propaganda. First, it started with let's get out the illegal aliens, right? The immigrants. Okay. But if you look at people's reaction to that, coming from the administration, now people are using that as a vehicle for their own racism, for their own agenda of attacking brown people. Oh, we don't like Bad Bunny because he's not American. Oh, but he is American. Oh, well, he only talks Spanish. He only does Spanish. We don't want that. That's not America. You see what I'm saying? So what I think, this is my opinion, Hitler had a political point of view where he wanted Germany to succeed, and he saw these bad agents doing bad business, and they happen to be Jews, and they happen to be Zionists. He was like, I don't trust none of y'all motherfuckers, so I'm gonna round you up and see who's with us and who's not. It gave every general who did hate Jews the opportunity to then take on those actions.
Yeah,
like
that
we
makes
see
sense.
it today with ICE agents.
Yeah.
That's just my personal worldview.
Well, here, let me explain. So,
Yeah.
Get down, Sergio.
the reason why I say no, because that right there is painting a picture. You throw hate in there. When you throw hate in there, you take away all reasoning, right? All you see is just a fucking beast that's blood hungry that wants to tear up another fucking people or country. I despise that viewpoint because that's not who he was. That's
But you've
not,
been sharing the similar viewpoint
But apparently Hitler made a deal with him.
with the Jews. Bro.
Yeah, you're coming off like you have that same energy for
Yeah,
Jews.
come on,
You're
now.
coming
That's
off. I don't
everywhere,
understand.
bro.
That's very reasonable though. Like what he's
Hey,
saying
come
is
on
like,
now.
Well, I
bro,
think he said-
you assign somebody and they murder somebody, and you're like, oh, I didn't allow that. They're like, well, I hated him. I just did it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, people
I
have
think
free
generals
will
are
though.
stepping
People
out
have
of
free
line.
will.
They're
though.
doing some crazy shit. The generals themselves.
So you're look at Nuremberg trials, right? The trials where they found out about all the things that they were doing.
I gotta watch that movie, by the way.
I watched it
You
last
watched
night, a
Right.
couple
How is
nights
it?
ago. Yeah.
Right?
Talk
Well,
about it. Talk on it.
So did you know that the Germans that they had on that were speaking, I forgot what the word is,
Testifying.
testifying
Yeah.
that they were tortured like for a week prior?
Fuck.
CIA
So
type of
sympathy for
agenda.
them, but not the Jews.
Seems aligned with American.
You know what I'm saying?
fucking-
So
Sympathy for them, but not the Jews.
absolutely not. You know what the Jews do? They hit you and then they cry. They cry
That's
that you're
what
hitting
Israelis
them.
do. I don't know about Jews, but Israelis do that.
Well, you know, Israelis. I say Jew just a blanket term.
That's that thing where you lose all of us. Because
Yeah.
you can't paint no one community for the crimes of a selected few of that community.
Well, listen. They call themselves Jews, so I just call them what they call themselves, right? But look at Jesus says it better. You who say you are Jews but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan, you are like your father the devil, who is a liar and a murderer.
Earlier, this is a
scripture
contradiction.
that?
This is
what scripture is that?
this is a contradiction.
Revelation 2:9.
Okay, this is a contradiction Lucky points out, and I just found it. You will say that because they identify as Jews, they're all guilty. But you just said, when I told you, well, what about Christians that did that? Oh, they're not real Christians. Well, the Jews can say the same thing. They're not real Jews.
Yeah, they're not real Christians. It goes the same way. It goes
So
both
then
ways.
can you also say those Jews who partake in those evil actions, they're not real Jews. They don't practice the religion of being a Jew.
Yes,
they're
yes,
Zionists.
It's a little nuance. It's
Okay.
nuance. It's nuance because They're not Jews if they
Clear the
follow-
hate from your heart.
Clear the hate from your heart, bro. Go ahead, man. Mister, I've been saved. I woke up and God touched
Baptism.
my heart.
A little bit of
Clear the hate
baptism.
from your heart,
I mean,
bro.
bro. I mean, at some point, logic is like, okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense, right? But
I'm gonna give you some words of advice, and this is you could take it or not.
Sure.
Because at one point, when and I think it happens to everyone, once you become consciously aware of some atrocities that has been done to your people that you identify with, right? When I first learned about the American genocide, when I learned about the displacement of my people as Chicanos, Mexicanos, and then natives, so 3 levels there. I had hate for white people for a good amount of time, and I was like, man, fuck them all, and then. It's a natural period of defense mechanism, like, you know, because you feel like you're part of that tribe. We're tribal people, right? And then I started learning. I actually went to Ohio. I lived with Republicans. I was also a threat to Republicans, and they wanted my head. But I was also being, I had a home with a Republican, hardcore Republican. He didn't agree with the politics of today, and he was helping me out. So what I learned, like any other group, you cannot paint the whole community.
I'm not doing that.
It sounds like you are.
Who are
I
your
said it 3
people?
times.
Honestly, you
I
do
said it
kinda
3
come off
times
like that,
already. I
though.
said it 3 times already. It's not every Jew, but it's always a Jew. What does that mean? It means that I'm not putting the whole country or the ethnicity or the bloodline on the spot. I'm saying that there are people who are doing certain things that happen to be Jews.
I'll say this much.
I think it's like connotation somehow.
definitely
This
question
energy
any-
towards the word is not in a positive light, unfortunately. And hey, yeah, they may commit crimes, but hey, us Americans and Christians commit crimes.
Yes,
Yeah,
everyone.
So it's like, come on.
All I gotta say is God's chosen people
Who are your people?
are those who have faith in Jesus
Who
Christ.
are your people? What's your ethnic background? Who are your people?
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
You don't know your ethnic background?
They never did anything. I think I'm Mexican. I think I'm black. I think I might even, who knows, be a Jew.
Damn, you need to study your stuff
the
before you
fuck?
study other people.
So
bro.
Mexican's a nationality, not an ethnicity. Mexican's a nationality. But if you're pertaining to the prehistorical Mexicans, then that would be Native Indigenous.
Well, this is what I believe. This is what I see. This is what I think. I think that my soul, my spirit is no greater or no better than his or yours or yours.
I can agree with that.
We're on the same page.
I can agree with that.
And I believe that our purpose is to be in line with Jesus Christ. That's it.
That's where I disagree.
right.
Yeah.
And I
I
expect
tried it, and this is why I stopped going to church because it was all this shit behind.
Right. And look at most of the church today, I would say don't go to. A lot of the churches in California, I would say, are corrupted. So it's one of those things where, like, I want to give you guys answers. I want to give you guys the path, but that's between you and God. And I know God is good, and He wants to give it to you. You just have to ask. You have to want it.
I believe in that. I use creator instead of God,
So it's
but
kind of like
I
saying,
believe in
in a
that.
pure form, yes, I follow
Yes.
the path of Jesus. The religion obviously convolutes it.
Well, any organized religion
Sure,
does.
sure.
How do you feel about the Christians that go on a mission and they go to like untouched territories of indigenous people and they try to convert them into Christians?
Well, see, when people say convert, it sounds like it's like you're trying to change. What the Bible says is we cannot change anybody. We go.
Unless we
They
kill
changed
you.
Assimilation.
They changed you.
Forced
the Bible
assimilation.
changed you, bro. You were 666 in the back of your neck. They changed you. So what do you mean they can't change the
Also,
person?
historically,
well,
forced assimilation did change people.
Never- The contradiction,
listen,
sir.
No, listen. So the Bible says that we cannot change people, but there is something that can change people, and that is God Himself through the Holy Spirit.
Bro, there's
Amen.
literally missions
Amen.
that went on that mission to change people.
Well, no,
All
but
the
I think what
missions
he's saying
around.
logically
Here's this-
is
I don't think
what
you
the
understand.
Bible says.
I don't
is
think
like,
you understand. What
hey,
the Bible says is what I go by. I don't go by the mission of these people or what you've seen over there. I go by what the Word of God says. So if they're not doing that, I don't care who they are. They're obviously false.
Do you really believe God wrote the Bible?
He didn't write it himself. He
or
wrote it
did
through the
flawed
people.
man
And you
write the
trust that
Bible?
process?
Absolutely. You
So-
want to know why I trust it?
Why?
Because one night he came to me and I seen him in my room. He came to me, right? And he let me know who he was.
Were you sober?
No.
Welcome to Hood Stocks, baby. We're gonna end this interview off that right there, baby. Let's go. Thank you, baby.
Why are you gonna
Hey,
end
Hood
it?
Stocks,
Why are you gonna end it?
Because we're 3 hours
Look
in,
at this. Look
and
at
that's a
this.
good way to end it, bro. You know what I mean? You weren't sober, bro. Welcome to Hood Stocks. Thank you for tapping in. Shout out to these men right here, bro. Freedom of speech, bro. We will hear them out, and just like you guys hear me out. And sometimes I'm wrong, bro. And I'm not saying he's wrong. This guy's right. Whoop de whoop whoop. Everybody has their opinion
And thank
Great
you for
open
letting us share
discussion. Yeah,
different
great
opinions.
open
It's a good
discussion.
place to share it.
And it's an
that's the
open
only way you're
discussion.
gonna
This,
get
this is a place, bro.
forward, is
No,
by-
Lucky's not mad. Lucky's not heated. No, none of that shit, bro. You know what I mean?
For a quick second.
At the end, no, it's like this, bro. You know what, bro? I am absolutely not. You know what I mean? And I think there's room for growth for me and all of us, bro.
Yes.
And I'll end it at that. Thank you guys for tapping in.